Okay, we should have the YouTube side of things going now. Nice. Okay. Cool. Man, let me jump over. Let me jump over. I got a couple of things. Yes. Yeah, because this on. Maybe now. But yeah, no. Hopefully, no George shenanigans this time. I'll be very, very upset if there is. Perfect. Okay. I didn't get my splits up. There's been more progression in Valkyrie Elysium's speedrun, unironically enough. Like, the thing that keeps coming back, the run that I keep wanting to go back to, Valkyrie Elysium, there's been another giant out of bounds found, and, like, this one is so confusing, I have no idea what the fuck's going on in it. Like, usually it's like, alright, like, I can genuinely get, like, you know, what's going on here, like where they're trying to aim, what they're doing with their out of bounds and stuff. But this time is no. This time I have no idea whatsoever what the fuck is going on, which is wild. Like, it's another out of bounds that skips, like, the majority of a single level, but it's like, holy crap. Like, even I can't tell what's going on. It's wild. So yeah, that's honestly kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. I'd love to go back to it one day. I'm definitely not going back to it for GDQ submissions, because I've got my own plans, and it'd take way too long to learn all of the out-of-bounds for Valkyrie Elysium and the new combat strats. It'd take way too long. Also, I've had a dumb idea. I had a very, very, very dumb idea. For those who haven't seen, Twitch currently, they're not full matching gift subs, but if you gift a sub, they are, like, up to a point, like, gifting subs. So if you gift, like, I think it's, like, 10 subs, they'll gift, like, 5 subs, etc. I've had a really bad idea for a goal. Like, really bad idea. Let me set it up. It's gonna be dumb. It's gonna be dumb, and I don't expect it to be met. Like, ever. Like, this is very, very dumb. But it would be bang for your buck. Let me start that up, and it should reflect on stream. You can see how many sub points we are away. I wouldn't do this if Twitch weren't, you know, matching subs that would, you know, go towards the sub point goal. Yeah, that says exactly what you think it says. The two things that I have said I don't have any plans for, and likely won't have any plans for ever again. The 0 to 8, so that would be obviously speedruns of Yakuza 0 through obviously Infinite Wealth. But also Fist Ass again, which I've said I would never ever do ever again. So, yeah. That's, as I said, you would get bang for your buck. You would literally be able to torture me. Like, that's it. That's it. So, I don't think we'll ever get anywhere near there, but I thought as like a dumb, you know, haha, what if big goal idea. There's nothing else that really fits, so, yep. I'm putting it out there. 900 points. Also, obviously, all the rest of the Yakuza challenges would be unlocked on the way to get there, obviously. We've unlocked 0 through 3 so far, and then obviously it'd be 4, 5, 6. We could figure something out with LAD, or, instead of like a challenge for LAD, we could just do another enemy rando. It's been a hot minute. And then with Infinite Wealth, we could also do an enemy rando. Enemy and skill rando. It's been a hot minute. I think that'd be a good idea. Could also shove spin-offs in there. Judgment, Lost Judgment. Not Ishin Canon % or fucking Ishin %. No, thank you. That just sounds too painful in my opinion. That just sounds way too annoying. But yeah, no, if we were to meet that, and I don't ever expect us to get anywhere near that goal, because it is, as you can see, quite far away. Yeah, I'd do Fist Ass again. If you aren't aware, we are coming up to the 1 year self-ban on Fist of the North Star being finished, being done. It's next month. It's about 2 weeks. It's less than 2 weeks away, actually. Obviously, we did play Fist of the North Star a couple of weeks ago for charity, but that was the Dr. Ken minigame, not actual game itself, so that's fine. So, yeah. That's the dumb new sub goal, because Twitch is kind of matching, like, gifted subs. Like, if you give, like, 10 subs, they'll give 5. You give, like, 1 sub, I think they also give 1 sub. I don't know. I don't know the particulars and the numbers, but yeah. That's the only reason why I'm making a goal as dumb and large as this. The downside is, I don't think I'm going to be doing any Yakuza over the next few days. Because, obviously, you know, we're doing this tonight. Highly like doing this tomorrow. I like doing this on Sunday, and then obviously the Big Bad Game-a-thon run is on Sunday. And then I think it's over on Monday, right? No, Monday's the last day. So we could do something on Monday. I could move tomorrow's Deadly Premonition to Sunday. And just make sure I'm awake in time. Because I have to be awake in time for the marathon anyway. So we could do something tomorrow. We could do something Monday. Sunday is absolutely a no-go because that's the Big Bad Game-a-thon run of this, which looking forward to. Terrified of, but also looking forward to. These 5 subs, so minimum will gift 1 for every 5 could be higher percentage. It's random. It's random. RNG Jeffrey Bezos box. Fantastic. Fucking love it. But yeah, I thought I'd throw that up there as a really dumb, you know, it's never gonna get met goal, but if you wanna torture me, there you go. Oh, Jesus Christ, there we go. Yuri Fujiwara, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs with the Twitch gifted sub on the end. Look at that. There it is. There it is. Oh boy. So yeah, there you go. Gifted subs from Twitch are a thing. Alright, we're at 351. Which, to be fair, that does also meet the Yakuza 4 challenge run. So congrats, you just unlocked the Yakuza 4 challenge run as well. Congrats. That was gonna be around the sub mark that we were off from the Yakuza 4 challenge run. So there you go. You've also unlocked the, no matter what happens, the Yakuza 4 challenge run is now also met. So in 15 subs, it'll now be Yakuza 5. So if we do Yakuza 5 as a challenge run, I will do Haruka's gameplay. I'll put that out there. I miss Haruka's gameplay. Gonna drink my tea now because I don't have much time to drink my tea at the start of this run. This is a very good run. For those who haven't seen it, it's a fantastic run. Lots of tech, lots of speed tech, shit ton of speed tech. The game likes to break. That jackass on the left-hand side there, his name is George. Fuck you, George. Randomly, like every 1 in 10 times, maybe like 1 in 10 times, as we found out the other day, George can just be glitched out on the other side of the map, which is not ideal, because the only time we can speak to him in the route that we need to get the radio is this one specific point after the lumber mill. So, we need George not to glitch out, which is just, it's random if he does glitch out or not. It's just a thing. Holy shit! Tag!
Hype train started.
Hype train started as well. Oh yeah, I gotta hit the come button at some point as well. Tag, thank you very much for the 10 gifted subs. Twitch, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. Do I thank Twitch? Do I thank Twitch? I don't know if I thank Twitch. That feels a bit weird, doesn't it? The radio needs to be in the route. The radio is like, God, it's so important considering how long it takes to get over the entire city and how bad driving is. It's already time. Dear. That was not the best time to do that. That was not the best time to do that. For those who don't know, every time we hit level 5 Hype Train, I have to hit that come button. Seen someone give 5 and Twitch through 10 on top of it. Fucking... Fucking RNG. Alright. Get some Taiko? Yeah, we could get some Taiko as well if we get 5 as well. Which we're not too far from 5, actually. I think we're 2 subs from 5. Yeah, we're actually 2 subs from 5, because it would be 350 and then plus 15, which is 365. So yeah, we're 2 subs from 5. So there you go. Let's just get going. I can't practice the out of bounds because my save is not actually as far back as or far forward as the out of bounds. So that's not great. We're gonna have to wing it and do it first fucking try. I hate doing it first try. So 3, 2, 1, go. We always start the run here because the different versions of Deadly Premonition, they have like the Origins version, which is the Switch version, has that extra cutscene there that doesn't exist in any other version. Great. Great. Pain in the ass, I have to reach over for my split keys. My split keys over there. They only have a 3/4 keyboard that cuts off the number pad, and I'm still a default Andy that keeps using the default live split shortcuts. Bar pause, which is on F4 for K2 Crash Gang. So once again, It's a deadly premonition. We start off in a set piece. We used to grab the pipe on the left, but we actually don't need it anymore because we're going to be performing a giant out of bounds in chapter 12, where we used to need the pipe for a specific enemy that takes a shit ton of gun damage. But now we're just going to skip them completely, and the first one that we see, we're going to have a magnum for. So we don't need it. You're wondering, I am turning my flashlight off to try and conserve the frame rate of the video game. This is going to be a thing across this entire game. Dumb as that sounds. There's actually good speed tech at the very end of this set piece, by the way. It's so dumb, it's so good. But again, for basic stuff, you can see I've got a health bar in the top. I've got this like little gauge that's yellow at the minute. That's your kind of tension gauge. If you run, if you hold your breath, it's all going to fill up, but it is essentially your stamina. We do not use the stealth mechanics because the stealth mechanics are fucking bad in this game. They're pretty bad. So is the audio. It's not my fault, by the way. The game is just like this, I'm afraid. Now we get taught how to use a gun. And then I run. And my controls mixed up for a second there. So as long as you stick to the left-hand side there, that first enemy should always dive that way, and you should always have him out of the way. We do have to go into our investigations, but we can just skip all of them, thank God, because otherwise we'd be here for a couple extra hours. Oxygen, thank you for the tier 1 for 23 months, I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. And yeah, once again, thank you Tag, and thank you Yuri for the gifted subs. Too many star button presses. Alright, so for this bit we want the knife again, because it's going to break a barricade. We go this side, it'll push the enemy to the left. Running and positioning is very important for a lot of enemies in this run. Like, when they notice you, they will go in a direction that's kind of like, not always away from where they notice you, but you saw there, like, I was on this side and it forced them the other way. It's kind of like that. You'll see. Too many hits on my knife. Not optimal anymore. So, I'm going to chill my thing now. My stamina. I'm actually going to put the knife away while I can, because now I'll run a little faster. It's always slow to put your weapon away while you're, like, running, because then you stop the running animation. And again, that crunchiness to the audio, that's not my end, that's not your end, that's just the video game, I'm afraid. There's nothing I can do about it. You literally get it 15 decibels quieter than I do. That's how bad it is. Gun time. Up to the door. Shoot the lock. I'm in a real awkward position. Make sure you're running towards the door. Run here to bait you. Put in the fuse bomb. I think I went a bit too far away there, but it's fine. It should be fine. So that enemy that lunged at us is going to be behind us, so we know where their position is, because obviously we know where they were pre-cutscene. So just go right. The enemies out here will also have been active. You're out of the way, you're out of the way, that's good. Stick to the left to avoid this enemy. Yep. Stick to the right-hand side to avoid these two. Pushes them to the left and stops them getting in the way of this door. These enemies, and then we're almost home free. We just have one QTE to get through. Remember, B is on bottom, X is on top. So I need to remember when it comes to this. This is not an insta-death QTE, but you'll lose about 20 seconds if you fail it. So A is on right, and Y is on left. So this is the Raincoat killer. This is the guy we're here to investigate. We're FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Out here in this, as he says, town in the boonies. And we're just investigating a whole bunch of moiders. We get our last clue as we leave. Alright, so speed tech. This speed tech is actually very funny. You would not think this is speed tech, but this is actually very, very funny. So what you're supposed to do is, our car got totaled and lost in the woods, so we're supposed to run into town to meet the members of the sheriff department. Or I could just stand here, go into my inventory, use my cigarettes to pass time, and not give a crap. Once 30 minutes have passed, it thrust you into the cutscene anyway, because the game assumes you got lost. Yeah. That's speed tech right there. That's dumb as it is, that speed tech right there, that saves you like a good like 20, 30 seconds. I'm not kidding. Gotta love dumb speed tech and speedruns. I absolutely love this game. Alright, so we're now gonna get a very long and very boring tutorial on the stealth mechanics that we're never gonna actually, like, use until we're told to use. So you can hold, obviously, ZR, or what would be right trigger on PS3 360, and basically just hold your breath and walk past enemies. This is the most useless feature in the entire video game. Don't ever use it. It's garbage. It's pure, absolute garbage. A good tea break. There will be times where we do have to actually, like, engage with this. Like, there'll be, like, specific points where we will game over if we don't hold ZR. But those are the only times that we will be utilizing this. Later on, it will make use of our attention gauge, and our attention gauge will go up, but for now, it does not. You're still in it here. After this transition, you're fine. You press start, you're out of it, and you can let go of ZR. But if you're still in it, and you let go of ZR, it's an instant game over. Fletch, thank you for the Prime game for 7 months. Appreciate it. Alright.
Let's head to the cafeteria, Zach.
And then anybody who doesn't know Deadly Premonition, this is the absolute most perfect summation of what Deadly Premonition is. This is not me not skipping this because, you know, it's a cult classic fan favorite cutscene. You cannot skip this. Good. It's Polly. She runs the hotel.
Is everything all right, Mr. Morgan?
It is, but we're not going to talk to Polly, unfortunately. It's slower to talk to Polly and skip her dialogue. So, as said, this is not skippable. This is the entire vibes of Deadly Premonition.
Did you see that, Zach? Clear as a crisp spring morning. F.K. in the coffee. I knew I could count on it. Never fails.
That is not skippable. I promise you, that is not me not skipping it because I want to see it. That is genuinely not skippable. I'm so happy. Like, every single run of Deadly Premonition has FK in the coffee. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. SFK, thank you very much for till on 31 months. Appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Oh, I forgot to split. Damn it. I didn't actually lose time, I just forgot to split. Right. Now we get to the rough part of Deadly Premonition. Now we get to the overworld. Now, the overworld isn't too bad when you know where you're going. The downside is if you don't know where you're going, it has one of the worst maps in any game ever. And unfortunately, and this is the wild thing about Deadly Premonition, this next bit will be enjoyable or literal hell, depending on what version of Deadly Premonition you are playing. Now, unfortunately, the most stable version is the Switch version. And the Switch version has the worst driving. Now, it's not too bad in the police cruiser. I'm letting go of the boost here so that I don't, obviously, like, ram into anything. You'll also notice that I am intentionally going to be in the middle of the road, because car spawns are generally the same place every time as long as you're, like, at the right time each time. As long as you're in the middle, you'll be fine. There should be one coming up ahead when we go down this road, so that's why I want to be in the middle. This is me lightly tapping the stick, by the way. And we're going to be getting a car that has even worse handling. This car genuinely has very good handling. I kind of miss the voice car when we get to the second half of the run, I'm not going to lie. By holding the boost button, which is obviously the sirens, we go faster. However, this is Deadly Premonition in a fucking nutshell. If you hold the boost button on grass, you'll go slower. I'm not exaggerating. I wonder if it's actually better to take the road. I'm not taking that left-hand path anymore. If you're wondering why the camera is panned down, it's because it's saving frame rate, because, oh god, this game's frame rate is bad. I don't know how I avoided that tree. Jeez, let's not forget to give George the fucking dumbbell this time. So, this is the Sheriff's Department, where you get to meet the wonderful residents of the Sheriff's Department. You first meet Thomas. Thomas is a goddamn psychopath.
Pleasure to...
The reason why I say that is because Thomas has made a filing system that we'll talk about in a second. But first, I'm going in the cafeteria to find Arnold. This is Arnold. We're going to return Arnold to its owner. We're actually going to do that this time. So, over to George's office, and George has a missing dumbbell called Arnold. He currently has this one dumbbell called Sylvester. Now you can tell why it's called Arnold. So, we have to go and find Arnold, which obviously we've already found, so... Amber, give the dumbbell back to George. There you go. There you go. Actually did it this time.
So that
finishes George's first quest. So this is important for the run. So the reason why you want to do George's first quest is because his second quest has something that is absolutely vital for the run. And that is also where the game can just glitch out. So, we'll see in about 40 minutes. Anyway, the reason why Thomas is an absolute goddamn psychopath is that Thomas has come up with a filing system. And with this filing system, you need a specific squirrel key to unlock the filing system. Yes, it's this squirrel key that is in the jail cell. There are in total like 6 different squirrel keys, and it has to be the specific squirrel key to actually get the filing cabinet. Thanks, Thomas. Also, it stops here. This is not like me just stopping. The game just lags here. I don't know why. It takes ages to load. But it's always the one in the jail cell. Thanks, Thomas. Emily Hall going with the tier 1 for 6 months in advance. Thank you very, very much. And Super Neo Extreme Guide and DX, thank you for the Prime Game for 14 months. Thank you very, very much, both of you. Thank you very much. And there we go. Now, if you thought the driving before seemed, you know, okay, I can imagine why you would think that. But there is something a little worse. Rain. Rain does actually have an effect on your car's handling, and as you can probably guess with a game like this, oh, it makes it worse. And there's a guaranteed rain section right now. There are 2 sections of rain guaranteed in this run, which actually that's a good thing for us. It's a very good thing for us. You might think, just complain about the rain and that it's bad. It is, but actually for the run, it's not. So what I'm going to do is absolutely almost tilt the car, as you do. Very important. Go down to this street right here, which is Greenaway Street. Oh, no. Thank you. Not the first right, the second right. Is Temple Street. Because Temple Street, and you see I'm letting go of both the booster and the accelerator as I go through. There's a nice little pathway off to the side to be able to go this way. Now, we're not going to talk here because we want to not have a talking section when we get to a destination, because it will lose us time. We also do want to be a little careful of the car's durability. Oh god, I've swung off wildly, so let's go around the other tree. It's very hard to drive on the Switch version of this game, by the way. The best version is the original 360, then it's PC, then it's PS3, which is the worst version of the game in general, and then it's Switch. So you can see on the mini-map, there is a flower. We're going to get out of the car, which is going to prompt George and Emily to go off ahead of us to the hospital, which is just up the road. So we want this flower. This flower is important. You have to be careful because, like, look at how the hitbox for this thing is really dumb. If you try and get it from above, it doesn't count. This is a video game. I love this video game. So we'll now head off to the hospital. There should not be any car spawns in this bit. Usually if you get out of your car, get the flower, there shouldn't be any car spawns in this bit, so you should be fine. So, as I said, there's 2 guaranteed chances of rain, and there's 1 RNG chance of rain. And the downside is we don't want that RNG chance. If we do, it makes us a lot slower in the run for reasons that I'll explain when we get there later. Good angle. Enjoy cons? Fuck no, baby. Pro controller. There is no way I'm doing Joy-Cons in this game. So we get to meet some more residents of Greenville. Meet Fiona, the receptionist. I'm going to go meet Usher, who is the local doctor/morgue guy. The downside is, to go and get into the morgue, Usher has made a fucking chess puzzle. 235, 146. It's nice and easy once you know the actual one, because you just do one right, AA, one right, A, one right, and then just
The doctor.
If you don't know chess, as you can see, there are some posters on the wall that tell you what the actual answer is, but yeah, no. Everyone in this town is a fucking psychopath. Apart from Emily. Emily is good. Emily's kind of like not with the bullshit of this town, but I don't know why we have to do a chess puzzle to get access to the morgue, but I fucking... It's a video game. I fucking love this game. You'll hear me complain about this game a lot. I absolutely adore this game. This is one of my favorite games of all time, and I genuinely mean that. This actually gives you a little bit of an early, like, look at what the set piece here is going to be. Because this is going to be our next set piece, is the alternate hospital. We've been losing time in the alternate hospital recently, so hopefully it goes a little better this time. And we find Usher. Okay, so this is Anagram. You saw her in the opening of the game. This is the very first victim that happened before we get here. You need to look at Anna's face twice. 1, 2. Right hand once and left hand once. Oh. Don't need to look at anything else. Those are just what you need to look at. With that, it's time for the alternate hospital. The alternate hospital isn't too bad. Once again, we have a little few like optimizations in here. We get a little bit faster. Turn your light off. So we're gonna run towards the door. We're gonna get the ghost of Anagram. We're gonna see her a couple of times. I'm gonna run a tiny bit backwards there to make sure I'm in my running animation. If you try and go through the door when you're not running, you go a lot slower. Every time I go this way. Oh, you might be in the way. Nice. Those two are two of the hardest enemies to get past in the entire game. They actually genuinely really suck. But this enemy, you want to try and get headshots. The way that enemies work is that when you take care of them, their hitbox will linger. So you need to shoot them again. First thing, right? That's the other one that I'm concerned about in here. Once I'm past those enemies, we're all fine. You don't want to get grabbed by an enemy. You get grabbed by an enemy, you're going to lose like 20 seconds. Like, genuinely. You're going to lose a metric ton of time. It was the sounds of a crying lady, and it's actually a red keycard, as you do. Enemies spawn in here, but it literally doesn't matter. You just leave the room. That's where our keycard goes, over here. As long as you stick to the left-hand side, enemies won't grab you here. Break room here. We used to grab a bit of food in here for the run for our hunger gauge, which we'll discuss in a little bit. We don't need to anymore, which is nice. Change to your knife for the next part, because we need to break through a barricade. Barricades go down a lot quicker to melee attacks at the start of the game when you only have your pistol. A pipe is a lot quicker than the knife, but all we have at the moment is the knife. Do not get rid of the knife just yet. Go down this corridor. We get another sighting of the ghost of Anagram. Again, Anagram. We're going to head towards the MRI machine. In we go. If you need a little bit of extra healing, there are 2 medkits in, like, one in this room and one in this room, which honestly is not a bad idea to take because you will die very fast at the end game of this. Good position. Very nice. Your camera position for that corridor is based on the camera position when you leave the previous room. That's why I'm, like, having my camera in a specific spot. We used to do this bit with a pipe, which was a lot faster than the gun, but we're going to now use, obviously, the gun because we don't have the pipe that we usually grab at the start of the game. We don't want to grab the pipe because, one, we're not going to use it as much because we skip one of the most important enemies to take care of it, but also the fact that we need the inventory space for weapons and stuff. We don't want to, like, waste time, like, having to sort out our weapons and stuff like that. So, whole bunch of enemies. We'll start with the one on the left, and the one on the right will walk towards us in this time.
Bullseye. Amazing. Great.
Make sure you get that last shot. That was a bad fall.
Great.
I potentially could have done this out reloading, but I'm...
Nice shot.
Yeah, confident.
Yes. Bullseye.
When they're all dead, you have enough time to run over here and grab this first aid kit, which I do recommend. It's a medium, it's pretty good. It's, like, good safety heals for later. You don't need the agent on her. Now we just wait. Once the game says you're done, you're done. Okay. That's the alternate hospital. Cool. Not super great shooting, unfortunately. So, gonna lose a bit of time because of that. Those are my gold splitters. Alright. We get to meet Harry very briefly. You'll see Harry again later on. He basically owns the town. all of my time. Alright. Nah, I completely forgot to check Toji strat for this bit. I need to. Alright, so. We don't have access to fast travel yet, but we're actually working on it. But, despite not having access to fast travel, we can gain access to places for the fast travel. One of which is going to be vital for the run. So in this bit, we're going to be taking what's, I think is like the second fastest route, but it will get us essentially what we need in our fast travel. I think there's like one route that's like slightly faster, but yeah, no, there's, by going this way, it's like almost as fast, like it's like only a couple seconds slower, and we get, as I said, that fast travel location. I'll give you a little bit of the conversations here, because we have a long journey ahead of us. We're essentially going across the entire town here. The old route used to be to go to the left, back through the town, over the bridge near the railway.
So you've talked to them.
But there's a weird thing that can happen there.
Not yet.
So we cut that out completely.
You haven't interviewed them yet?
Agent York, that tone is hardly appropriate. We were given orders to wait for you to arrive.
Orders by who?
A man called Abrams from the FBI.
Robert, is it? Well, Bob Abrams. I did tell him to stay out of it. It's always tough to have a meddling boss, huh, Zach?
I thought you knew, Agent Morgan. Don't worry about it. We may not have taken official statements, but we got all the information we need. I can fill you in right now if you'd like.
Thanks, George, but that won't be necessary.
Thanks,
I want to
George.
hear the details from the witnesses themselves.
Don't you glitch out on me, George. If you're wondering where George glitches out, unironically, we're going to pass it.
You better do this carefully.
Don't tell me you get nervous talking to children.
If you look at the minimap on the bottom left, you'll see that there is a little service area to the right, just on our right coming up here. That's where George glitches out. Right there next to that pillar. That wasn't left enough. So, thanks, George. Now, the important thing is in the bottom right, I mentioned it very briefly, you'll see there is a fuel gauge and a car. Car is your durability. The fuel will be fine. As long as you don't go, like, the wrong way multiple times, you will get, you'll get enough in terms of your fuel, your bang for your buck. However, the durability is important. We need this car to last until we get to the end of this segment. If the car does break, we can use a flare to get a fresh one, but that obviously takes a lot of time. Ideally, we just keep it. I'm going to let go of my boost here so I can get better traction around this corner, because there are cars that spawn here. And again, yeah, it's a little weird having the camera pan down this much, but it's literally, this saves you like 10-15 minutes over the run, and I'm not kidding. And it's just, it's very, very hard to drive in this game. There will be one more car spawn ahead of me. So, this is Lysanders. Oh, perfect driving. So I'm going to get out. I don't know if I have to get out to guarantee that it goes on my fast travel, but by going into Lysanders, that puts it on my fast travel list, even though we don't have access to fast travel yet. Remember, boosting on grass makes you go slower. I don't ask, it's how the game works. And we're going to cut to the right. There are other ways to go for this next bit. There was a bit I've been trying so hard to figure out. There's a graveyard to the left that we're going to bypass that has a shortcut to where we're going to go that I was really hoping I'd be able to get the fast travel point for, because it would save us like 2-3 minutes later on in the run. That fast travel point doesn't exist. Some places just don't have a fast travel point, and the graveyard is one of them. That really sucks, because, like, oh my god, it would save so much time. Like, this would be the perfect time to grab it, and then just go back to the main pathway. Be very careful with your speed. I'm going quite fast here, so I'm letting go of the accelerator every time I get to, like, the top of, like, a big hill. Your car can easily flip in this bit. Ask me how many runs I've lost to this pathway. I need 2 hands for that. It's this one that scares me. Durability. Because here's the thing, the cones at the end of this when we go back onto the road, these will absolutely start hitting our durability a bit. It's not when I get there off like that. Beautiful. Good driving. Good driving for once. I usually mess up there, but no, good driving for once. It looks like it's a lot of straight lines. It's not that simple. God, the driving in this game sucks. If you want a good time in this game, you just have to learn how to drive. Like, that sounds, you know, there's a lot of other stuff as well. It sounds a little dismissive. No, if you learn how to drive in this game, you can get a really good time in this speedrun. Dumb as that fucking sounds. Anyway, these are the kids, Isaac and Isaiah. They are the ones that found Anna's body originally in that tree. Emily's here. George is to our right. There are 2 clues at that tree, one by George, and the last clue is that bird nest right in the middle of the screen.
Her hair was shining. Bright gold hair. There were lots of animals around her. Squirrel, weasel, and a snake. A real snake.
A real snake.
Until then, but we know now, Anna was the fairy of the forest. She was a goddess.
Or she
smiled when she saw us. She looked so happy.
That's right, Isaac. Isaiah.
No way, but I always hear
was a
Goofy
fairy.
when this kid goes, course she is.
Goddess. I'm sure she is playing with those animals even now.
Of course she is.
Course
Yeah,
she
of
is.
course.
So it's that next investigation period. Now, the nice thing about coming here for
What
the story
happened
is that this is going to put this place onto our fast travel, which is massively important for later on. It's going to be a very quick way to get to the big chapter 12
Zach,
skin.
something is still...
So, observe the tree with X instead of A. Back the tree is A instead of X. Gone out. I'm a bit too far away for this one. Yep. Bit weird this one because it goes to the left of the bird tree. Nice, I should say. That puts our gun away. Want the knife because we're breaking barricades. Now, hopefully, we can get this correct. Because if we get this correct, we save like 2 seconds here. So, gun out. We want to be a little away from tree. Got it. Before it even hit the ground. Good shit. So, if you're in the right place, you can grab that before it hits the ground, and that's it. You save a little bit of time there. Alright. And with this, we get enough clues to go and investigate the lumber mill, which is, ironically, just down the hill. That should be a good time. Maybe a gold, actually. Ooh, good driving. Good driving. Good driving. Good driving. Alright. Well, I said there's multiple guaranteed rain segments. Yeah, here's the next one. This one is terrifying. Because we gotta go downhill, and it's so easy to flip this car. So when I get to, like, 2 different points, I am going to let go of both the gas and the boost, and I'm actually gonna hit the brakes. One of which is this turn right here. Even though grass is slower, I don't actually mind going on the grass here, because as long as you don't flip, that's the important thing.
When I first joined the force, this lumber mill was still in full swing.
It closed up right when I first moved here.
And now it's totally abandoned.
I presume so. I've never really been inside, so I don't know
the
for
next
sure.
right turn.
but Sure is run down.
Deserted buildings are perfect for criminal hideouts and activities. I keep telling Harry to have the place torn down.
Probably. After all, it's already been used as the site of Anna's murder.
You don't know that for sure yet, Agent Morgan.
We do,
That's
George.
what I'm here for.
Also, poles don't exist. I don't know why, but those poles don't exist at all. It's fantastic.
You seem very confident about this.
There's never any traffic on this road.
Confidence is a sweet spot between being rude and hopeless. I'm just drawing natural conclusions from the facts that we've seen.
That sounds exactly like being full of confidence, at least to me. And to normal people with common sense.
Common sense can
Common
be
sense.
facts sometimes. Bear that in mind.
Oh, I will, Agent York. Thank you for another pearl of wisdom.
Either way, you'll know for sure by simply going to the lumber mill. So keep your pearls of wisdom to yourself, and let's hurry.
Well said, George. Can you step on it, Agent York?
Listen, I just rammed a fence to go faster. I'll go much faster if you want me to. I'm driving at the end, unfortunately. What if you actually boost on this road? You go to the right here. You slide so much more because of the rain. It's kind of ridiculous. You want to stay on this path and not the gravel, obviously, and then just cut over. Alright, the alternate lumber mill. This takes like 15 minutes. This place is huge. Ironic loading screen, because we were about to get that, actually. So we're going to head forward. We're going to turn light off, obviously. We're going to put on our knife. We've got a little bit of tech with the old barricade coming up here. If ever you see, like, 2 fence posts like the one ahead of us, the one to hit is the one that's obviously already damaged. It will take 2 hits instead of 3. Just like that. There's our Raincoat killer. Okay. That's a morning commute, right? Fortunately, there's going to be a lot of traffic later on. We will find out whether the game glitches out or not after this bit, by the way. Yep.
Too much noise.
Too much noise, chap. Alright, so. Going up towards the sacrificial altar, we find ourselves on the back of this chair. 10mm submachine gun. As you do. That submachine gun is going to be one of the best weapons in the game. Like, thank God. Alright. Gonna answer the phone. It's for you, chat. Don't jump. Ah. Scary. So this is a reversed upside down peace symbol drawn in blood, blah, blah, blah. You need to see this to be able to progress, because now we can go and get the keys for the next section. Behind us. Right here. Lets us out. We used to get the salmon in here for the hunger, for our hunger gauge. Haven't, again, spoken about it just yet. We'll speak about it once we're out of this bit, because that's when it's going to get important. There are infinite pipes in the left-hand corner that we used to utilize. We don't need to utilize them anymore, because we can just, hopefully, this. 3 hits, good. As soon as that's gone, discard the knife. We don't need to break that anymore. And now we're going to use the submachine gun. So we've got to be a little careful, because the submachine gun, we need to, ideally... Nice, I passed it. I had a look to see what my angle was and why I was messing it up. Now I remember why I was messing it up. I used to be a lot more aggressive. So with the submachine gun, we have a very limited amount of ammo. So we want to make sure, you know, we get those headshots. Again, the audio is going to get a bit crunchy in here. The longer the game goes on, the more crunchier it gets, by the way. Always this track as well. There is a crying baby in the bathroom, so we're going to go into the bathroom, we're going to flush the toilet full of blood, and then the Raincoat killer's going to open the way. That is just a thing, don't worry about it. Please don't be in the way, thank you. This guy can also sometimes be in the way, but he moved. Good. If you can get to his right-hand side, he'll usually try and dodge left away from you. For some reason, enemies, like, dodge away from you when you have, like, when you get close to them.
Great.
This guy's always in the way. I don't bother with this guy. Like, I just shoot this guy. I don't trust getting past that guy normally. This guy. Nice. Hey, a little bit of speed tech this next way. So, again, for the sound of the crying baby. Find ourselves a coin locker with a gearbox inside. You thought I was going to say baby. No, that's for LAD, I'm afraid. Run backwards, spawn enemies, go over here, shoot that barrel to kill the enemy at the back, and we want the enemy on the left to move a bit forward. Taking his time about it. Oh, he didn't die. That sucks. That really sucks.
Amazing.
If he'd have died in that explosion, I think I shot it just a second too early. It would have taken care of all the enemies, and you'd be able to just run straight through them. That sucks. That's unfortunate, but that's what it is. I genuinely thought he was close enough, but nope. Speaking of problematic enemies, this guy is issue. Next one in the next room. A little while. Not the first guy, but the second guy. You, and hopefully... Like, he went into the corner. He went, like, he didn't go, like, corner ways, he went, like, backwards, so unfortunately that meant that, unfortunately, I could not walk past him. I'm definitely losing a bit of time in here, for sure. Careful with this explosion. Any explosions have a very big lingering hitbox, so don't run straight ahead like you saw there. I, like, took a little bit of a detour. Hitbox goes in. Lift's now active. We'll pass this guy, because he's... slightly too close to the wall. Okay. That's essentially the first half of the lumber mill. Not too bad. This half is usually the consistent half. Like, usually the things that happen in this half will just always happen in this half. Check. Obviously you.
Huh?
is our third, or second clue, actually. Third. And then we get 2 enemies, which, again, we're going to make good use of the lock-on. The lock-on for this game is actually pretty good.
Bullseye. Nice shot.
And again, make sure you get that last shot off, otherwise the enemy stays standing and they don't count as being dead. Kind of surprised that didn't work on that guy. 86 bullets is definitely less than I would like at this point, but we should still be fine. You only get 180 bullets for this set piece. We'll be getting more bullets, like, obviously later, but for now we have to make sure that all 180 are used. Obviously in here, or ideally not all 180. But ammo is quite tight. The door handle is missing off that door. Need a hand. As you can see, there's a bunch of hands on the wall. So we're gonna follow the hands. Well, not actually, because they go to the right as well, but we actually want to go this way. Break the barricade. Submac. If we're going at that angle, that enemy will sometimes stay in the wall, which is very good for us. Little puzzle here. The solution is actually on the wall behind us. It's the middle one again. So it's random which one this is. You can see on the door there had the finger pointing up, which is obviously what shows you, which is missing on the door handle, the one to shoot. Unfortunately, being in the middle, even though it's nice because obviously it like starts the water drain early, it's the point where the water drain is the worst because we obviously have to wait for all of it to go down. You're in the wall, that's good. Fantastic. Enemy spawned in, very nice. And we can put the door handle on the door. Good. Which is going to get our first really annoying QTE. There are certain QTEs in Deadly Premonition that are very annoying. These ones. Ones where you have to wiggle the stick left and right. There's going to be a lot of those. That's the nicest. There's going to be one later on that lasts literally like 3 to 5 minutes. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. There's going to be one in this corridor. If you look at the valves on the left-hand side and the right-hand side of these pipes, they're going to be an issue. Door is locked, so go inside, observe. We see the Raincoat killer. He's going to open the door for us again. How we managed to get ahead of him, but, what it is. Game that was designed. This is a phenomenal game. This is a phenomenal game. I adore this game to bits, like I really do. We want to go to the left. Make a box for that. That's why, again, ammo is kind of important. Really? Wow. Oh, that got my tension gauge down a bit, I guess. But yeah. Remember, B is on bottom, X is on top. So A is on the right, Y is on the left. You'll get this QTE no matter which direction you go, but if you go to the right, there are 2 boxes you have to climb over, whereas going this way, we just have to shoot through one box. And then obviously climb over this one. We always go back to this one with the other route as well. It's the only way to go to get to the door we need to go to. So yeah, that's why we go this way, is it's a lot nicer in terms of, less obstacles to have to climb over, less time wasted to that. For this next bit, it is going to make use of our tension gauge, so we do want to have it lowered a little bit. So I'm taking like an extra second before I start moving after these cutscenes. Let's get in chat. Phone call for you. Who could it be? Who is at the door? Oops. Okay. It is, of course, the Raincoat killer. So we need to go and hide. We're going to hide specifically in this spot at the back. As long as our tension gauge is low enough, it'll be fine. This is like more than fine. This is a long segment. It's like 1.5 to 2 minutes. This is going to be where we use our stealth mechanics, where we hold, like, right trigger. And yeah, if we pick this one specifically, because if you are in one of those lockers in the top left, you'll get multiple times where you have to hold your breath, whereas this one at the back, you only have to do it once. So obviously it's a little faster. I do adore this game. I adore this game a bit. Might not sound like I do, but I do adore this game. A phenomenal ass game. And if you're wondering, what would happen if I hid in that locker because he just checked it, the game's kind of clever and just he will never check the place where you're hiding. If our tension gauge fills to max, we automatically leave our hiding spot, get a game over. If we press A to go out, we will leave and get a game over. You know the drill. It is literally just wait here until the end. hit ZR when we need to. And that will be it. That's the one. That's it. You can see that he just doesn't go all the way over here. If we were in one of the lockers, he would go all the way over here and check under the sink as well, which would cost a bit more time. Now, the downside to getting in here with a little extra tension is that I also need my tension for the next bit. It'll drop as we come out of the hiding spot, which is nice. But we do have a big long section coming up, which is very frustrating. Very frustrating. That's that. Okay. Second to get some tension back, just about to halfway. We need to get to this next corridor and we'll be good. This next bit is very RNG, which sucks. So remember what I said about these really annoying stick wiggling bits? Yeah. There's a couple of these. So we're going to want to go as fast as possible to try and break the Raincoat Killer's kind of cycle against us. He's actually going to catch up to us here. You'll see in the bottom right, you can see where he's going and where we are. The nice thing is, he's going to be quite nice and just break this box. You might be wondering, couldn't you just, you know, walk past this box? But yes. So we're going to wait half a second for him to throw the axe and then evade while holding push. That's going to break the box. We're going to have to go very fast here. Hopefully not miss any of our jump up sections, because then we won't get grabbed by him. This bit really fucking sucks. It's RNG if he grabs us, and the downside, as I said earlier, there are a good couple of valve handles that are going to break and potentially cause us to get caught. We're going to get caught. What are we? I think we're going to get caught. Yep. Well, that loses us a good 20 seconds. It's not an insta game over because we get a chance to break out of this, but it's not over yet. As for some reason, York just opens this door really slowly. My dude! My dude, run the fuck away! This is not great. So yeah, that loses me time. It's again RNG, like sometimes he won't catch up, sometimes he will. That's early, which means I'm probably gonna get caught here. Oh. Okay, I'll take one grab, no steam, because if the steam hits you, it's pretty much guaranteed the Raincoat Killer will grab you at that point. Not ideal. Like, the best out of that is to get, like, not grabbed at all and not hit by the steam, but it's RNG. Sometimes he will just catch up. Go to the right to avoid this guy's pipe swing, and then shoot you when you're fully available. Pipe hit wasn't great. Again, his hitbox would have still been there, so I had to make sure I killed him to make sure that I could get past him. So that pipe hit actually really didn't help at all. Unfortunate. Alright, so we have one last QTE for inside of here. This QTE is an insta-death QTE. There are 5 inputs. 4 of them are fixed. It is left stick wiggle, Y, then it's a random QTE, then it's R, then it's A. The random one is the one in the middle, and if we fail any of those, it's an insta-death QTE. Or it's an insta-death. Start from right there. So, ideally, we don't do that, because, you know, it's a good, like, 20-30 second time loss, depending on, you know, where we die. Remember, B is on bottom, X is on top. So, stick wiggle for the first one, nice and easy. Y for the next one. Random. Is on bottom, X is on top. R. That'd be R1 right through it, or right bumper. And then A. Beautiful. He's busy. He's busy. Once you know it's just the third one to watch out for, not hard. It's just that third one. Just don't mash for the third one and you're all good. Akion, hope you're doing well. We're gonna have no George shenanigans today. We're about to find out. For those who are wondering, the run is about to either carry on or just die. There's a very weird kind of glitch that can happen in this next bit. Complete randomness, whether it happens or not. If it happens, George is going to glitch off halfway across the map and is going to be unavailable, which is a pain in the ass because we need him available to finish his quest. Yes, I gave over the dumbbell today, so we are good. I'm definitely not going to gold this section.
That's
I
all
should
the information
hopefully
we
save
need,
a
Zach.
little bit of time by the way.
Let's go back and show them what we found.
That's the alternate lumber mill. As I said, that is a long one. It is a very, very long one. Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed, praying George is at home. Yeah, not going to be a goal, but it is going to be time save, which is nice. I can definitely do way better there. Like, the first half of that lumber mill was pretty bad. Obviously, we got grabbed, which was unfortunate. It might actually still be a gold. No, it's not. Close. Yeah, my lumber mill just sucks. Fair enough. Alright, so. In this bit, there are a bunch of police cars. We are going to be taking a different police car. If we go to the car that we had, that car would absolutely still have the bad durability from before. This one has fresh fuel and durability. So we just want to run over and grab this car, and it's close to the exit where we need to go. Again, we're going on grass, so we don't want to, obviously, like, hit the boost. Now we go, and I'll give you a little bit of the talking section because it's a very long drive. No rain makes me a little happier that George will probably be in a good position. It's raining. Light rain at that.
So, about those bonus features.
Oh, that makes me concerned.
You know, the ones from the 80s have almost no bonus material. Even if they do, it's a trailer and the visual quality is pretty bad. Well, that visual quality is a good reminder of those days.
Try not to break
So
the
many
car.
new audio and visual appliances were coming out.
I think this one doesn't have any obstacles we have to
Do you
dodge.
remember
Just
the
be
first video
careful to
game?
stay on the road, or the dirt road, I guess.
Record one of the Stallers movies on TV. And remember when that video store opened, we spent hours there, just trying to find a good movie to rent. There weren't that many to choose from back then. I remember renting some
George, I just
really
need you at your
bad
home,
after
bud.
reading those back cover taglines.
All I need.
Hey, remember? Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, filmed in 1978. Produced, directed, written, and edited by John DeBello.
A 1 second boost,
Really
let's go.
awful, but for some reason I still remember it pretty well.
Fucking rain,
It had so
stop
many
it.
sequels, and the original was released in 95. The 87-minute long theatrical
Doesn't matter if you're on the train
release
tracks, you don't
bumped
go...
up to a
Actually, you might go a tiny bit faster on the train tracks, but
That was around the time I joined
not
the Bureau.
a lot.
I never had a chance to see it. I know, Zach. Once this case is over, we can watch it together. I bet we can buy a copy on the internet pretty easily.
Good luck finding out where. 8 to 10 different providers of films on the internet these days. There's a car coming up, so make sure you are in the middle. I think it's on the right-hand side, the side we're on. Yep. Careful. We're going to go to George's house, which is thankfully just on the right-hand side, and we want to see George's name and open above his door. That's looking good.
Zach, is there something here that you want to check out? We need to be...
Oh, George! Thank fuck. No George shenanigans today, chat. So because we did George's first quest, we can do George's second quest. So he needs this flower that can supposedly cure any disease for his sick mother, which we found earlier. We give it to him and get the radio. The radio is fast travel. This is why this is important, chat. Holy shit. Thank God we have a run going. Alright, this one's going all the way to the end. Go all the way to the end. We want the Tree of Anna. Alright. So we're going to the Tree of Anna because the Tree of Anna has a resting place that we're going to utilize. So this is where we're going to get into a little trouble. So there are 2 gauges in this game. There's a sleep gauge and a hunger gauge. The important one for the run is the hunger gauge. If the hunger gauge fully depletes, we start losing HP until we start getting it back. We only have 1 piece of food. This is the issue. So what we're going to do is 12, then 6. Yeah, 12, then 6. So rest up. See the gauges on the right-hand side there. This will obviously refill completely our hunger gauge. Well, not our hunger gauge, our sleep gauge. But it will remove all of our hunger gauge. If you look in the top left at my HP bar, you'll see I'm starting to die. Which, thankfully, we don't lose HP whilst we're actually sleeping. So we'll just do it again. This is because we need to make it 3 p.m. So this will make it 3 p.m. So we're going to stop our dying real quick by going into our inventory. Not that one. I'm not eating the gun. I'm going to eat the lollipop, and then we're going to fast travel to the sheriff's department. This doesn't give us a lot of, like, it doesn't give us a lot of our hunger back, but it gives us enough. Enough to not die. For now. Because if we don't get something after this, we're not going to have enough in our hunger gauge. So, the routing for this is actually quite clever. Because there's actually a story event that's coming up at the start of the next chapter that's going to fix all of our problems. And also help us out for later on in the run, which is fantastic. We go behind the sheriff's department to get our car. 69 durability. We head to the community center. Careful here. Nice. In the next bit, we are hoping that we don't get that random chance of rain. Go via the road instead of cut across, but I don't like that car. High frame rate. Hi. My right away. My sirens are on. Get out of my way. Your car can brake in this next bit. I've managed to do it before. This fence, there's a little bit of a slight ramp to the right of that fence. If you hit that ramp and land on that fence, you die instantly. Love this game. God, I love this game. It always sounds like I don't like this game. I genuinely adore this game. Like one of my favorite games of all time. So, we're going to the community center. This is where we're going to get introduced to all of the residents of town. So, we're going to get all the major players, all the minor players, all the people you can, like, go and see. Hopefully, I'm not going to hit anyone here. I took the long angle. Wow, that's not unlike me. Pretty sure. I'm supposed to take an earlier right turn there. Yikes. Guess I didn't flip my car like usual. Ugh. Alright, so, with this, we now need to speak to a certain amount of people. We don't actually need to speak to everybody here. We just need to speak to, like, most of the residents. We don't have to speak to the members of the sheriff department because we obviously already know them. God, right, George. So, down here, you get to see Harry and Michael again. That's an automatic conversation. You have to go down this way. Harry always knows something. Don't worry about it. You'll see Harry later on. We're going to leave. We're going to go and speak to... I want to say it's Carol first, right? Yep, Carol first. Carol's going to have a very bad fate later on. So, no deal. And head this way, and we're going to go and speak to every member of the town at this point that is important and unimportant. This is the Gravekeeper, which, why don't you have a fast travel point? You fucking jackass. My life a lot easier. This is Quint. You can tell he's got a Q on his hat. Indoctrinated in the cult. That is Robert, I believe. I don't think he has like no bearings on obviously the plot. Usher we've already seen. Used to be a fancy big time doctor. You get the story from Fiona here.
You know,
Now we have a minor NPC here that's major for the speedrun. This is Lysander, the general.
You.
He doesn't like us. Nice thing about Lysander is he sells cars. Good cars. This is Wesley the gunsmith. I should have gone to Wesley after this. We are going to make a quick purchase. We're going to buy 2 rounds for 10mm. You might think we'd buy some of the lollipops to stave off our hunger, but no. You'll see what we do hunger-wise in a second. This is Nick and Olivia of the local A&G Diner. They are going to become major players in the video game. This is Lily and Keith. They run the local greengrocers, the milk barn.
You think there's...
Keith's a bit of a rocker, as you can tell. You'll know Polly. Wonderful proprietress of the local hotel.
Oh.
This is Sigourney, the pot lady. You'll never guess why she's called the pot lady. She runs around town. You gotta chase her down for the side mission. Thanks. This is Jim. He obviously found the body with the kids. And this is Jack and Gina. They run the local gas station. Jack will spit on your car for free if you want. Right? Doesn't really like us. Doesn't like cops, as you can probably guess. Alright. that's that for now. Losing time. Driving. So, there are 2 moments in the story where we get given a yes-no choice. This yes-no choice gets us a little bit of background information on the sheriff's department. The first one, which is coming up here, they're going to ask if we want to go out for dinner.
Or go directly back to the hotel.
Now, you'd think
decide,
that it would
Zach.
be quicker to go back to the hotel, and yes, it would. However, and this is the very clever thing about this bit. 1, this takes us to the diner where, in cutscene, we have a meal and it refills our hunger gauge completely. That's that issue sorted. 2, it puts the diner on our fast travel, and one of the next few story beats is at the diner. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely phenomenally perfect timing. Could not be better. So there on the right, you'll see my hunger gauge is now full. And we're off to sleep at the hotel. At this point, the hunger gauge is never an issue in the run ever again. At this point, there is never any issue with hunger. Thank God. We have a little bit of speed tech coming up after this as well. But that's a very, very clever bit of routing for that, because now we literally do not have to worry at all about our hunger gauge. Very, very good. Alright, so we're now going to surmise the case so far.
Do you
Remember what we found at all the crime scenes? Red seeds.
That's right.
We found a lot of them. We found
the
red
same
seeds
red
in
seed on
Anna's
her
mouth as well as her stomach.
According
Phone. The broken stiletto heel, which indicates that
That's right.
more
a broken
than
stiletto
one
heel.
person saw
Aligning this with the other
saw that
evidence
there
suggests
was
that
at the crime scene
two
before we
people
got there.
came into contact with Anna's body prior to it being discovered by us.
You're doing a much better summation than I did.
What do you
And
think she was holding on
what I
to?
think she was holding on to? The pendant. I think usually you can actually skip that dialogue. I don't know why it wouldn't let me. That's weird.
That's right.
Oh.
A round object.
Now, this next
Marks on
bit,
her hand
this is going to be our RNG bit. This is going to be our very
Man in
big
the photo
RNG bit.
found in the
We
woods had a
are
tattoo
going
of
to,
an upside-down
ideally,
peace mark on his back.
not have rain.
These two could well
If
be
we have
related.
rain, it's going to delay
Well,
what we
we
need
just
to do for a tiny little bit. It's not going to end the run, but we are going to lose time. It is just random whether or not it is raining or not. There is a item in the game called the weather doll that manipulates the weather. We obviously would have to take time out of that like schedule to go get that. Don't worry about the rain there. It's always raining in that cutscene. It's what happens the next day. Interestingly, we meet an individual that we're going to meet very, very soon. Goes by the name of Forrest Kaysen. So, back to the alternate world. I forget if it's the left or right-hand side for the door in this bit. The one that's like slightly ajar. Left-hand side. Good. Yeah, left-hand side. It's the one that fools you, because you think with the door being on the right-hand side, you'd want to be on the right-hand side. Nope. Nope, you want to be on the left-hand side. What a game. What a game. Yeah, so we wake up in the hotel the next day after being in the red room and the white room. Wondering what the red room and the white room are? Please go watch Twin Peaks. This is Forrest Kaysen, and more importantly, Deputy Willie. So here's the thing for the next part of the game. To get the next trigger, we need to go out to the world map. Doesn't matter how, it will always drag us back to the front of the hotel. So by going back into our room and going to the balcony, it's a lot quicker than going to the front door of the hotel, which allows us to just get teleported right here. Please no rain. That sounds good. Oh, we're good, we're good. We don't have our rain poncho on. Run to the door. This is going to get them to go away. Go into our inventory. Gonna fast travel. Down to Lysander's, the place we got on our fast travel earlier. Always at the bottom, which is nice. So if you're wondering why we opened up Lysander's earlier, it's for this bit right here. I hope you got your cat jams ready, because we're about to change the audio anytime we're in a car. So this is unfortunate, because it's time for us to buy a new car. It's going to take up most of our funds, but Oh boy. We want Quint's car. Fastest car that we can get our hands on, but holy shit, its handling is garbage. We are talking it's one of the worst handling cars in the entire game. There is no boost. It is that fast.
Zach,
This is
we
me
need to go
slightly
north.
tapping left stick, by the way.
George said to take the road along the lake and go north.
Welcome to Quint's car. Good fucking luck. If you learn how to drive well in Deadly Premonition, you get a very good time in Deadly Premonition. The driving sucks, and it's way worse with this car. But this car is fast. I let go of the gas. Like,
Zach, don't you think there are a lot of good-looking...
it just also veers as well to the
Just like
side.
heaven compared to the town we grew up in.
It's actually not bad if you hit the grass.
Clean.
Because the grass, even though it slows you down, gives you a little bit of
She
traction.
could be royalty with a name like that. But you know, she was like an actress from
Like,
a B-movie.
if I actually hit the grass, I don't mind. I just don't want to
Blonde
stop.
hair, too much makeup, clothes showed off her cleavage, and that mole by her mouth. Say, Zach, were you with me back then? You know, that mole was made with makeup, right? We happened to be on the same bus once.
I don't know what this conversation is.
With makeup. I wasn't surprised, I guess. Just impressed that she would go
Be careful
that far
because
to
there's a
create
right
that
turn
image.
we need to take, which is coming up.
Do you remember that movie we went to go see that day? I'll give you a hint. It was the fourth in a popular series, and was produced by Menahem Golan's Canon Films. Figured it out, Zach? Think it over, man. Call it your homework until next time.
There's not going to be a next time. Alright, there we go. So, here's the cool thing. When we do the skip, it's supposed to put us in a police car by default and do this really long NPC, like, kind of escort
No
chase.
reply.
It's really bad. We're going to skip it completely, which is wild. We'll say Olivia's here. So I used to remember this by left first, right second, but the second no longer exists, so we're going to go to the left. The art gallery has a wonderful little puzzle that you're supposed to solve. The fact is, you can see via my notes, my notes say code 641. Is that code? Bit of time, but that's fine. I lose time here in my splits because we never used to get Lysander's car again here, so I need to get rid of my gold in that split. As long as I'm saving time, that's good. It's a bit early, that's fine. Alright! We have one other issue. One other very big issue that we're working against. In 2 chapters' time, the game is going to crash. 100%. Guaranteed. So, we have to be a little careful about that. That means we are going to have to save and literally close the game at several different points. Otherwise, the game will crash. We're going to go over to the good old rest house. I'm going alone, sorry. I had to press A there. Next time that we're at this bit, that's going to be for the big skip. I'm going to rest now for 9 hours. Because we want to get as close to nighttime without going over the limit as possible. 12 would be too much, but put us in the limit. Downside. We have a... Downside. We have half our hunger gauge. So, how do we fix that? Well, actually, the next story beat is at the A&G Diner, where we get given food. Funny that. And thankfully, we have the A&G Diner because we went to get food in that story cutscene previously. See why I said that's a clever little bit of routing earlier? Like, everything fits. If you have a crash rule, no, because every version of DP has to do the save quit to save on crashes. Genuinely, every single version. Game's fucking dumb. Dumb and not stable. So, as said, Nick and Olivia were going to become, you know, prime suspects for, obviously, our investigation. I missed the angle there. You have to be very careful with your angles here, because, yeah, you can get Emily instead of Olivia. It's better to just walk around Emily, to be honest. So, Olivia, we saw her at the art gallery. is suspecting adultery is going on. Adultery is bad. No cheating on your partner, chat. Don't be like a certain big Twitch streamer. Well, I guess they were divorced at the time, so... The other one. Yes, I have seen... Curves, nice. hard to avoid, huh? Christ almighty. So we need it to be 9 PM, so you'll see the timer at the top right is also moving in tandem to when we're smoking. We're going to be using smoking tech quite a bit in the run. As soon as it gets 9, we'll cancel out. So then we can go to the story. And also, while we're here, here's Kason. It's interesting. No sinner sandwich. I might do it for the marathon if we're on good pace here. Because obviously I'll have my splits going. If I'm like multiple minutes behind, I won't. I'm also going to be, you know, making safety saves as I go along because I don't fucking trust this video game in the slightest. Okay, this is the second easiest driving section of the game. Sandwiches indeed. Sorry to see trouble. With 100 bits, I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. So this is the second easiest driving section of the game. It's got rain, so the handling is bad, but the route is nice and easy. We're going to head this way. Head to the right here. There will be cars ahead of us once we're a bit more on the straight. This is me slightly tapping the stick again. Like, there is no control in this car. And we just go left. And just follow the road. That's it. That's the drive. Nice and simple. The map in this game is like absolutely terrible, but if you just do this pathway, no problems. No problems whatsoever. Get in the middle as much as possible to try and not hit cars, because there's going to be one on the right. There's going to be one on the left at some point. I just don't remember when. And if you don't hit anyone, that's the important thing. I should have the camera a bit more down to save FPS, but like, trying not to ram cars and stuff. To keep driving. Fine again as you go off-road, as long as you just keep going. The time loss to like driving off-road isn't as bad as hitting something and dead stopping. Okay driving. Let's take that back. Oh god, this is why you do not hold left stick whatsoever. The driving in the Switch version, again, if you're late for the explanation, is the worst. It is the best in the 360 version, which is the original. Then it's the best in the PC version, then PS3, and then Switch. In general, the PS3 version of this game is the worst version of the game. It is pretty bad. It is on bottom, X is on top. And now this is where I get lost again, because I always go to the wrong door in the manor every single fucking time. Oops. Okay. So, here's our first investigation. I want to say it's the door on the right, but I'm going to go to the door on the left, because I'm always wrong. That's the way we came in. How did the camera turn me around that way? It's the door on the right. Fuck's sake. That's the end. We'll be coming back once we've gone through this way. Oh, right. To the left, idiot. It's the open doors. Yep. I always get lost in here, and I don't know why. I gotta practice my manner. I gotta practice my manner completely. My manner is terrible. So we've got a couple of bits where there's going to be mannequins in the way. Some of these mannequins are going to be half broken again. You know the drill. Aim for the ones that, like, slightly broken. Wait, did I go the wrong way? I went the wrong fucking way and I'm stinky now. I'm stinky now. Okay, stable? I have never had the PS3 version stable. Every time I go through doors, I fall through the world. Every time. Me and the PS3 version don't get along. We don't get along. Me and the set piece. Yikes. I'm gonna shoot that early before these enemies spawn in to try and dodge past this one, which is usually not an issue, but he's now being an issue. This is why we buy ammo earlier. Notice the box on the left is slightly damaged. That one. 9 bullets might not be. I'm gonna full empty it on this box. Yep. Oh, you. I'm gonna be careful with the observe because there's the observe past it and before there. jump scare. I'm definitely losing time in the split. I'm playing this mana really badly. I gotta practice the mana. Enemies in this part, you have to take care of all of them, so you know the drill. Make sure you aim head. There's a small first aid you can grab if you need. For safety, I'm gonna grab it. That was a stabilizer drop for once? Never mind. Never mind, garbage. Never mind. It's usually a small first aid, not a stabilizer. Garbage. Terrible. Never pick it up. I hate this bit because I swear I used to have like a path for this bit that wasn't like fully consistent, but somewhat consistent. And like these days, it just doesn't work anymore. So we're gonna do a little bit of shooting.
Amazing. Nice shot.
Don't trust you for sure, because I've been there for a while. To the right? No, to the left. Then to the right. This is... I don't know why the mana constantly gets me confused, but it does. Well, the Raincoat killer. I loathe the mana. I hate this set piece. And it's not even that bad of a set piece. It's not even that long either. You have the hiding section. Just go into the one on the right. It's the one that gives one of the least amount of, like, hold your breaths, but it's also the closest to the end point to get out of this room. Yeah, I don't know why. There's something about the mana that I just fucking hate. Like, it gets me, like, lost and confused every time. I don't know why. Like, every single time. I have no idea. Literally no idea. So, yeah, I need to... This is at least, like, again, doing, like, you know, derusting. This helps me, you know, hey, I should go and do this instead. Because I know my driving needs practice, for instance. Like, driving always needs practice in this fucking game. But, yeah, no, at least now I can tell, you know, this set piece needs work. The build, like, wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't great, but it's not that terrible. This one, yes. I should not be getting lost in this place, that's for sure. There should be, I want to say it's 2 hold your breaths. It might be 3. Not sure. And then it is the next chapter. Yes, make sure you don't do it in between. Fairly certain there's one more. This sounds like 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes again. These hold your breath moments just quite long, just in general. I wonder if it's better to go into the one in the corner, so that he doesn't, like, walk all the way into the corner. Because by hiding in this one, he has to go and check that one instead. But if I'm hiding in the one in the corner, he'll just go to the first one and then walk backwards. Something to test. Attention back a little bit on leaving. Nice, and we're off. One box in the middle is slightly broken. Nice. Wait, idiot. Yeah. We have a nice chase section here. I say nice because this one isn't long whatsoever. This one is, like, really short. This is, like, the nicest of all of these chase sections. Like, not too long, isn't gonna break your arm for trying to wiggle the stick, etc. Shouldn't ever get caught, no RNG to it, blah, blah, blah. You just walk through that door on the right if you were looking at that. Man, it literally cheats. I don't get those cheats. We used to grab the root beer there for the hunger gauge, but we don't grab that anymore, and our last clue should be in this corridor. Yep. This one is a tiny bit RNG. We should be able to sneak through this corridor if we're fast enough. But sometimes one of the enemies can block you here. Hopefully not. I think they did in my PB. So hopefully not this time. Bad movement. Good. There you go. That was bad movement, but I managed to get it in the end. Very rarely that guy will actually just stay in your way, and then there's nothing you can do. Which sucks. And unfortunately, we witness the next moider in real time. George ran into the room and set off the trap, killing the next victim. Grab a key that was on the floor. Check behind this painting for a safe, and we find a sketchbook. Very important. Okay. Okay, so remember, not during the save transition. Oh, that time loss. Ouch. Bad set piece. Bad set piece. Definitely bad set piece, but I'd say bad driving also contributed to that. Alright, so we have a rather large bit of RNG here. It used to be way worse when we didn't have the tech for the chapter after this one. But there's going to be a marker. It's going to be either really far away or somewhat closer. We're hoping for the somewhat closer one because then that means we don't have that much in terms of time loss. If it's somewhat closer, that's good. If it's somewhat further away, which is like 4,000 yards or just over 4,000 yards, that's going to be the bad one. If it's 2.4k, then that's the good one. But we also need to make sure the game doesn't explode. It's the bad one. We're going to run away from Emily. Run back to the milk barn. Close the game. And start the game up again. So this makes it so that the game isn't going to crash in the next chapter. So yeah, we need the Tree of Anna for this one. So you get to see a little bit of the chapter 12 skip ahead of time, which is cool. Because we need to get up this hill really fast. It used to be a lot slower before we got the chapter 12 skip, but now we can just zip up to the top. We'll make a safety save before the out of bounds for this run, because if I fail it, I still want to finish the run out for practice for the late game. I shouldn't fail it with all the practice I've done of this over the last few days offline, but we'll see. Done stupider things. So, it didn't move, did it? No, it didn't. Okay. So, we're going to use our radio.
GL on the run.
Stabilizer is now in the way over my radio. That sucks. Actually, push it down to the bottom. I could just press up now. Interesting. Oops, on that, thank you very much for the tier 1 for 6 months in advance. Thank you very, very much. Alright, so the issue here is the kids that we're looking for, Isaac and Isaiah, they can be in one of actual 3 spots, but the 3rd spot will only happen if it's raining, and in the run, it will never rain at this point. So what we want to do,
Zach, do you know
is get up to the top of this hill. We're going to do that by zipping.
Posters to get our info. That's the most
So what we're going to do is take the car to the top of these stairs, have the front wheels over the front, get out the car, and it zips to the top of the hill.
The twins should be with Casey.
That's a bit of tech that we're going to be utilizing in the next chapter. But this is still a little bit slower than having the other place. The other place where they can be is literally the community center. Like, it's literally the community center. It's just nice and quick, nice and easy.
According to
To be the art gallery.
That's right. The art gallery. Before entering the gallery, Diane looked back.
It's like she could
towards
see in the
Olivia,
dark.
almost as though she saw.
Can I tell us the
Olivia
new
in
Zelda
dark.
game? How is the new Zelda game? I want to get that. It's not a stream game for me, but I am curious about it. Right?
That's right. It was Quint,
Quint saw his girlfriend
Becky's
die.
boyfriend.
Ouch.
He went to her house and saw the tragedy.
That said, Quint's gonna be like a minor player.
Now
That's
about
his
Becky's
part in the
murder.
story done.
I'm embarrassed and mortified. Killer
What
struck again
did-
while we were on the case.
Yep, what did we find while we were there? The notebook.
That's right. We found a sketchbook in Becky's room. She had apparently written a letter to her sister Diane.
She asked someone to give an object to somebody.
There was some.
The person that they were asked was twins. Good kids.
That's right, Zach. And from what Isaac and Isaiah told us,
Yeah, I'll make sure I do that safer.
Carol offered to take the items to Diane, but the twins refused.
I'm playing on
They gave them to
Switch.
Diane themselves.
We're
as they
about to
had
do
promised.
the big skip. The biggest skip of the run.
Okay.
Number 1 suspect is Diane, owner of said art gallery.
Becky's sister.
Technically,
linked
In this
to
speedrun,
case.
she isn't about to die. we skip the chapter and skip her death scene, apparently. Like, whoops. And you can see the time loss for having gotten, obviously, the kids at the top of the hill. Shame. Big time loss in general. I played badly in the previous set piece, but yeah, that's just RNG, unfortunately. So 20 seconds if you get that one. I'm going to, as I said, hard save here. It's time for the out of bounds, oh baby. So this is our big Deadly Premonition skip. This, I like to break this down into several different parts because this bit genuinely is quite hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to fast travel all the way to the Tree of Honor. What we're supposed to do is we're supposed to do the Tailing Nick segment here, but on certain versions of Deadly Premonition, you can skip that. You can't do it on original 360, and I don't think you can do it on PS3, because I think PS3 you get stuck in the ceiling, which is weird, but yeah. The very least on the Switch version and the PC version, this skip should work. I think someone's tested the PC version. So, part 1 is going to be to set up for the skip. I hate, like, knocking off here, because then I have to reset the car up, because, yeah, it's so fucking precise to get up here. I hate this. So, again, we're going to do the zip. So, if you missed it before, we get the car to the top, we get out the car, which,
Zach,
as you
is
can
there
now
something
see,
here
zips
that you
us to the
wanna
very
check
top.
out? We need to be at Carol's bar at 2200. We're free until then.
So, let's talk about time limits. You can see in the bottom left, there is a time limit between 10 to 11. So there are certain story moments where you have a time limit, and if you miss that time limit, you'll get one of two things happen. Either an outright game over, or you'll get told to come back the next day. This is one of those times where we get told to come back the next day. So what we're going to do is going to go to the very end of the upper limit, which is 1 minute before 11. I don't want to miss it, so I'm going to come out of it a bit early. We're going to use the observation deck and look at the Muses Gallery. This is the place we're going to go to. This skip works differently depending on what model of Switch you're on, by the way. That's how dumb this is. So this might not work for everybody, which is the dumb thing. You can't see it. Let me move my webcam. You'll see in the bottom left, it is currently 22:59. And then when it rolls over to 11, we're still going to be in the observation deck overlooking the art gallery. However, because we missed the Tailing Nick segment, the game is going to drag us halfway across the map. However, you're going to notice that there's something weird. We're not here. We're still on the observation deck, which means anytime we press A, we're literally using the observation deck. So we want to press A every single time. Wait. If you press the button during this bit, you will crash. We're going to go to the Muses Gallery. Press it again. Otherwise you won't fast travel. I'm holding right in this loading screen, by the way, to move me early. A. See, I'm now over here. That's part 2. Part 3 is now doing the out of bounds. So what we're going to do is we're going to get specifically into a corner. You want to see climb up and quit at the same time in the bottom left. Press A, up, A, then use B to leave the menu. Otherwise, this will crash in the next chapter. You want to get peek observe, and then hopefully you're on the right side to get pushed up, which we were. Wait for the world to load. Use live split. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bonus second. A, B. Walk through the wall. Do not go too far left. Do not go too far right. Otherwise, you'll hit 2 other hitboxes. And if done correctly, we should be in the office with Diane. Beautiful. That's part 3. We're not quite done just yet. Not quite. There is still a chance the game will hard crash in the next chapter. And by there's a chance, it currently will. Losing time because I went a bit slower on the skip. That's fine. Want to make sure I did it right. And I also saved. I'm gonna make a hard save. No, I'm not actually, because, like, it won't matter. If I hard save here, it's still gonna crash. So, very importantly, pay very close attention to this next story beat. Remember when I said earlier, you have 2 moments where the game will ask if you want to go and, like, spend time with the members of the sheriff's office. The second time is a no, and this is the second time. If you say yes here, your game crashes. No.
George.
However, the game is still in a state where it thinks we're on the observation deck. What we need to do is go over here, peek through the window, things are going to look a bit weird, quit out, and you'll now notice that I'm at the Galaxy of Terror, halfway across the map. With that, we should now, hopefully, fingers crossed, not crash. And we're about to find out. Down to the hotel. Just because we're refusing free dinner, yeah. We're technically not there. If we try and eat any food, it will go through our stomach like, you know, we're a ghost. Don't crash. See the cutscene, we should be good. Hell yeah. I think we're good. So here's the weird fucking thing about this bit, right? You can leave your menu in one of 2 ways. By pressing start or by pressing B.
That very little time had passed.
Pressing start is the quicker way. There's like no waiting on, like, you know, like animations of the menu closing. But that doesn't count as you getting off the observation platform. So if you press start, to get out of your menu during that skip section, it doesn't work. And this bit still thinks you're on the observation
all the way to him.
It's dumb. That's how dumb this is. It's how precise this is. We should be good the second we get to the next chapter.
That's it.
Should.
The sound of boots passing.
We're about to find out. We still have one small potential crash here if things have been done incorrectly.
Which means it was likely that Diane met with Nick.
But if not, the next chapter will load and we will be good.
Nick said he argued verbally with Diane about her playing around with men, but they eventually.
The next option is an interesting one because none of these are strictly wrong. Any of these are correct, but the top one is the fastest one in terms of menuing and also dialogue.
Asha sent in a report too. He found a large volume of red seeds in Diane's stomach.
And out. Also, yeah, the cutscene is a bit funky. Don't worry about it. I have no idea who could be at our door right now. We're good. We're good. Yeah, we're good. If I see that cutscene with a chair, we're good. GG. I'm going to make another safety save again. I know I shouldn't, but I am going to. I just want to carry on the run, even if it does crash, so we should be good now. Alright, GG. Yeah, you can go to the Galaxy of Terror, you can go and, like, spend time with all the others in the Sheriff's Department. That enemy right there is one of the ones we now skip. Those enemies are the ones that go down very quickly to either melee weapons or the Magnum. And because obviously we skip our first introduction of them, we don't need that pipe, which is why we didn't get the pipe earlier. Shouldn't crash my game by saving here, we should be fine. Perfect. Alright, GG. We carry on. Again, doesn't matter whether or not, you know, like, it's a good run towards the end. I'm just going to get to the end and practice, like, the end game, because I know my end game is really bad at the minute. Here, it doesn't matter which doors you go in. You just go through a certain amount of doors. I think it's 8 of them. And then you will see a certain individual that looks somewhat familiar. And that sure does look like Harry without his mask. Sounds like him, too.
I do.
Weird. This is Harry's, right? Yep. It's Harry's. Alright, the last time we were at the milk barn, and again, we get a free HP or food refill here, which is the only thing we need for the rest of the run. That's it, we're good now. We don't take any more sleeping sections, so our health or our hunger even won't just drop down considerably. The nice thing is, because we skip the Chase Nick segment in the previous chapter, what we used to have to do in the old version of this run is we used to have to walk all the way to the left to get Quint's car. As you can see, Emily has Quint's car, because technically the game still thinks that's our last registered car, which obviously it is. So the nice thing is we don't have to do anything extra in terms of having to run back for that. And the reason why we didn't save between the 2 chapters before we teleported for the kids is because if you do that, for some reason, you don't get the milk barn on your fast travel list. No idea why. It's a little weird. It's a little dumb, but it is what it is. Now, you might remember last time I said, George, remember last time I said that the previous driving section was the second easiest driving section. This one's the easiest. Go onto this road, that's it. Drive straight. That's it. That's literally it. Trying my damnedest not to hit any cars, but as you can tell, this is very hard to drive in this version of the game.
Zach, we've ended up with the third victim.
Get out.
That dive I made at the gallery ended up being a wasted attempt to save a life.
Should not have done the talking segment. Honestly, I wonder if it's better just to go on the side of the road here. Like, you're still fast enough.
When's the last time I made a dive like that? Oh, I remember.
Actually, we don't lose speed on the grass in Quint's car.
We used to go to those concerts.
So I shouldn't have done this
You and I
talking
like
segment,
punk
because
rock,
you'll see now
we
why
like
you don't do the
different types of
talking
punk.
segments.
You liked hard and heavy punk.
You gotta wait for dialogue to go through, so yeah, you don't want to have any dialogue talking when you go through. Because psychopaths, and the way that this fucking town is built. This is Harry's mansion. It'd be a real shame if Michael here was to hit a piano key and turn the entire mansion sideways. Fucking jackass. Not the last time that's gonna happen either. So, with this, we now need to go forward and solve a puzzle. Is it the first door? I think it's the first door, right? Like this. Oh, it's not the first door. Second and the third. So, we only need 3 different umbrellas for this puzzle. The solution is on two statues that are kind of close to the entrance. These rooms are just reversed on the other side, so obviously instead of going to the right for the umbrella, you want to go to the left. Camera placement is important here because it gets you towards the door you need to go through a lot quicker. Please. Go this way. Good. I want to say the order is now 635. Yep, 635. So 6, 3, now I need an extra menu because I picked up the 4th one instead. You can skip the cutscene in the middle, like if you give it like a second, you can then press start and you should be good. As long as you put them all in the right place, which I should have done, we can just go straight through this door and get out of Harry's first mansion. Good. I say first mansion, he only has the one, but... yeah, we're coming back here again. I've got a bit slow puzzles, because this chapter is all about slow puzzles. Take barrel roll, thanks. It's very rare that I manage to keep on my actual wheels whenever I barrel roll like that. Quint's car is the fastest, but again, on the Switch version, it is horrific to control. Like, it's so hard to describe how bad it is that it controls. If you slightly tap the left stick, you can literally spin the car. Like, it's so bad. Again, the Switch version has the worst driving out of any versions of Deadly Premonition, but it's the most stable version to actually run. Lysanders. Yeah, it's Lysanders, it's quicker. Had Milk Barn in my head, but no, it's Lysanders. Okay, so I said earlier there was a point where I would have really loved for us to find a fast travel. I have been all over this place, and there is no fast travel for this place, which fucking sucks. We're going to go to the graveyard, which again is not too far from Lysanders, which is nice. The downside is, as I said earlier, there's one point where we're like slightly, oh my god, close to Lysanders, slightly close to the graveyard, that would have been great. When we cut through the field to the right earlier to go to the Tree of Anna, if we could have gone up here and then cut through to the right here and got a graveyard fast travel point, there's a shortcut dead ahead past the big green circle here. You can just about see it ahead. That takes you straight to that field that we were in earlier. So if there was a way to get the fast travel for this bit early, which there is no fast travel point here, we would have been able to just go straight through. No issues. This bit sucks. These enemies are going to be in the way. Sometimes you can get past them, sometimes you can't. You're... One of you is in the way.
Great.
Right and left. Again, aim for the barricades that are already half destroyed because they take less hits. And beautiful. Cool. So I haven't used up everything in this round, which is good. You have to push it like once, which is like 2 pushes. That's it. Now we get one of those amazing Yorkisms.
Zach, mission accomplished. Let's get back to Harry's. The reward better be good.
It's not.
You know, about these seeds. They were right here under my nose. It's as if I was carefully carrying a bottle of water while walking in a pool. We're learning the countryside version of common sense the hard way, Zach.
Okay. Sure. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. So, again, the nice thing is, I thought my game was going to crash. The nice thing is, we do have, obviously, Harry's as a fast travel point now. Harry should be near the top, if I remember rightly. Oh, yeah. Harry's, we go back to, like, 2-3 times. That sound effects. Alright, to the right. Once again, it would be really bad. We were to enter the front entrance and have Michael hit a piano key and turn the entire mansion for another set of puzzles. Could have just shot the guy. Why does Harry have a house like this? Who is the psychopath architects that have made half the buildings in this fucking town? Like, I want answers. We don't want to go left, we want to go this way. Left is for later. We come back for the last time. So, this is the reason why I call this slow puzzles. Oh boy, I hate this puzzle so much. It's like they looked at the Resident Evil statue puzzles and went, hey, why don't we try and replicate those and make them slower? And yes, you have to hit the A button every single time. I hope that was twice. I wasn't paying attention. I'll know if the cutscene goes off. Okay, yeah, we're good. Actually, in the middle. Oh, yeah, you. I think, actually, we do this in a different way now. I think we start on the one on the left. I'm gonna get confused if I start on the one on the left, so I'm just gonna do this. The Ari Mansion made this home as well. Oh, yeah. They absolutely share the same, like, contractor. Like, I'd just like to point out, Harry is in a wheelchair. So, you know he is making Michael push these statues every single time. Like, Harry can't do these puzzles. Or Michael. Like, genuinely poor Michael. Why is he... He's just doing this to us because he's had to do this so many times himself. So this one is 4 times, then 1 to the right. I think there's a newer way of doing this, which pushes this one less. And the middle one a tiny bit more, but it's like less inputs in general. If this doesn't let me through the door, I know which statue is wrong. It's the first one. I think I'm gonna lose time looking at my splits. Then we get everyone's favorite and my least favorite parks. It's been messing up on me a lot recently. Okay. Wait, no, you are correct. Oh, did I not do... I did it 3 times. Whoops. Still fine. Still fine. No, it's this one. Uh-oh. Oh, it's right twice, isn't it? Oh, no, shit. I pushed it 1 too so many times. That's why I said you have to hold the button. Never mind, we are losing time, because I'm an idiot. This is why we de-rost before marathon runs, chat. Even my notes say right twice. Yep. I'm just gonna look and see how everyone does it this time, and, like, do the new route. Thankfully, I know where I am compared to the door, at the very least. Alright, that's this psychopathic place now finished. No, this way. I left second time. That, for some reason, unlocks this door. Fuck knows. Don't ask. You can see there's a lovely waterfall behind Harry. We're going to be visiting that real soon. I actually could still PB. That's the weird thing. Like, my endgame of this run is bad. My endgame of this run is actually genuinely terrible. Obviously, for the marathon, I am saving between every chapter because I am not risking this game crashing. I'm also going to be making extra profiles just in case, you know, George bugs out on us. Right, so, nice and simply, my split here is called Police Fishing. Never guess why. We're off to the sheriff's department. Right. Shocking, I know. I'm probably going to get lost here, because if there's two places I always get lost, it's the manor that we did previously and the sheriff's department, because we actually do the alternate sheriff's department 3 times? And I always get confused on one of them. I can't remember if it's the first one or if it's the second one I get confused on. A good time to read my notes, actually. Also, things are going to get crunchy here. Again, that's not your end. It's not my end. It's just the video game. You literally get this game 15 decibels quieter than I do. This game sucks. This should just be straight for the first one, if I remember rightly. And it's the second one where we take the left. The second, is it? Yeah. Yeah, because this is the file. Yep. Okay. So we need to open this filing cabinet, because we are looking for... We've been told by Harry that this is actually the new Raincoat killer. There was a previous Raincoat killer back in the 50s? 56, I believe. Yeah, 56. At which point you can see that somebody has attacked the safe with the files, and the files are gone. So we're going to have to go and find where these files have gone. Let me just straight over rightly, because this is just the... Might be wrong on that, you know. Yeah, I am. It's left this time. As I said, I always get lost, like, in the police department, like, 1 or 2 times. As long as I don't get shot by that guy, we'll be fine. This way, yeah. The thing I was getting confused on was there is a bit later on where we have to shoot a barrel to get through that, like, side room, which that's the bit that I had in my head, because I know that's the second time. We have to go through there to get to the desks here. Yep, the red seeds are here in the sheriff's department as well, which that is your hint that the Raincoat killer is somebody in the sheriff's department. Like one of your big hints. Yeah. This way on this time. On the second time we're in this room, everything's on fire and we have to go to the right really quickly. Otherwise we get grabbed by an enemy that's on fire. As we get to the back of the sheriff's department, we find dried droplets of water. That is our hint that they've actually gone to the waterfall somehow. Unironically, I have like 30 seconds of time save here, because I think in my PB, I got the bad thing happen. And as a wise Yoko Taro once said, are you really an RPG if you don't have fishing? Mandatory fishing segment, and this sucks. So, we want to get the file when it is just at the last box on the left. So, this is so RNG, you don't even necessarily get a bite on your actual hook. This is what happened for me last time. You do get a little bit of Life is Beautiful, so, you know, can't complain too hard. You're not giving it to me, are you? I fucking hate this game so much. I fucking hate this game so much. I'm losing a shit ton of time, what the fuck? You gotta give it to me, right? Yeah, there you go. Oh, I was right there. It gave me the good RNG. Too late? Too late. Too late. I did it too late. That was 2 over? Really? No way. Even if I got the right timing, that wouldn't have given it to me. Wow.
A fish.
Yeah, a fish. Wow, that really wouldn't have given it to me on the right timing either. God damn. Alright, cool. Great. Like, that would have just given it to me as a fail. Goddamn. That'll be it. Wow. Alright. Cool. Yeah, no, if that had been on the right timing, which was there, that would have still given me Emily's face. That is wild. That is actually wild. Little RNG fishing segments in my speedruns. If y'all are wondering, Deadly Premonition 2 is definitely not free from certain... do I say RNG? Bloody... It's not RNG. In the first chapter of Deadly Premonition 2, you have the bowler strike. Which doesn't sound too bad. Deadly Premonition's bowling, especially Deadly Premonition 2, can be, terrible. Now, the real RNG comes from your sleeping bags. Like, to spend time in DP2, to, like, make time go forward, you need a sleeping bag. And said sleeping bags can either break or be stolen by squirrels. Yes, I said stolen by squirrels. The fucking worst. Oh, I was not talking that.
Yes, nice shot. Great.
I'm using one of my...
Bullseye, nice shot.
Here.
Bullseye, bullseye, yes.
Going slow because I'm using up too many shots. These rounds have to last. My last rounds. Alright, now we go left. Cool, alright. Now, hopefully I can get the correct correct angles for this. I want to shoot this one. Hit by you.
Great, nice shot.
What I said about killing enemies before they hit the ground. That's bad. I gotta wait for him to go. Ah. Sucks. Sucks. Where's my door? That's the one we came through. Double the one we came through. Left first, right second. For some reason, this jump scare is a lot louder in the original 360 version of Deadly Premonition. No idea why. We get the right angle here, we can avoid both these enemies, but it's actually quite tight. Nice, he moved in a good direction. Very nice. You need to be able to get past that first enemy, like, really quickly, so that... Oh, God. So that you can actually get past the second one, because if the second one aggroes, he'll just go towards you. Here, you should be fast enough to get past the enemy, shoot the door in, just go through. Very nice. Not left. Left takes you back to the very beginning. Not left. Walk to the door. Okay, so for this one, it's barrels for the final wave.
Yes. Bullseye. Amazing. Bullseye. Great. Yes. Great.
It wouldn't explode, but it did.
Amazing. Nice shot.
Most enemies will get a bit closer to me here while I deal with this one at the back.
Nice shot.
Hey. Oh, I'm out of ammo. That sucks. Come on. Because now you moved out of the way to try to hit me, and now you're out of the way. Yeah, that sucks.
Nice shot.
Very bad. Very bad. So ideally I would have got the two there with the barrel, and then I would have just, like, shot the last one. My ammo management has not been great in the run so far. At least, again, like derusting this, I'm seeing at least where, like, the places I need to practice are. This set piece is absolutely one of those. Actually, every set piece from the manor onwards. The stupid puzzle here. You have to hit 2 switches in time. There's that one and there's this one. I want to say you game over if you don't hit them both in time. I might be wrong on that. I just have that memory in the back of my head of it just game overs you. Like... I don't know why. Anyway, here's Harry. So, Harry now starts to give us a few actual truths about the plot of the video game. The reason why he constantly wears a gas mask as well is because back in the 50s, 56 to be specific, a gas was unleashed over Greenvale, which is what caused all the enemies that you see today, causing everyone to go mad. And back in the 50s, there was the original Raincoat killer that just so happened to be his old man. That's how he knows this is a new Raincoat killer. Okay, is this the... Yeah, this is the... Yeah. So, we've now been given a little bit of intel that the person helping the Raincoat killer is Thomas. Now this actual van obviously overwrites our car. We don't actually get used to like Quint's car for ages now. This van is actually much faster than the default police car that has worse handling. But it's faster. So, pick your poison. I'm going to boost so I can get in the middle. There we go. It's bad at the moment. If you're boosting, you corner way nastier in the Switch version, as you can see. I actually do wish I was in Quint's car, because it is a little faster. This bit used to have, like, a convoluted route, Jesus Christ, to get to Thomas's. It's actually very easy. Go straight. Like, let's go straight. When you get to the first part of town, which is this one, there is mass FPS lost, even with, like, the camera facing down. Again, if you want a good time in Deadly Premonition, learn how to drive. I cannot explain how nasty the driving is in this game. If I was to raise my camera here, we'd go down to, like, single-digit FPS. Once you're past the gas station, you're usually fine, but we still want to keep the camera pan down for frame-saving shenanigans. I concentrate so hard while I'm driving in this bit, just because of how nasty it is. There's like little turnings I'll let go of the boost to try and like keep my stability a bit. That didn't punish me. I think it's one of those moments where, again, unlimited fuel, unlimited durability, I should be boosting. I'm a little concerned with these corners. And at this point, it's just a flat straight until we get to Thomas's. We actually get a long-distance bonus for the driving in this bit. The long-distance bonus in this game is like $20 at most, I think. In Deadly Premonition 2, it's like $200. And funnily enough, I need to go to the right. Yep. So the trees here. In Deadly Premonition 2, we actually need the long-distance driving bonus. Deadly Premonition 2 is weird. You can go into debt and be unable to carry on the video game. $48, never mind, that's pretty good. But yeah, no, in Deadly Premonition 2, we actually get the long-distance bonus when we go to a specific set piece, which we actually need to help pay off one of our debts at the end of a chapter. As stupid as that sounds. Deadly Premonition 2 is wild in ways. Like, you are staying in a hotel, so it's like you have a hotel bill that's racking up. And the issue with Deadly Premonition 2, this is the dumbest fucking thing. The issue with Deadly Premonition 2, you have a moment at the start of Chapter 2 where you have to get 3 items to make this specific, like, item to be able to carry on the game. The game starts on Tuesday. The item one of the items that you need to buy is only available on Monday. Which means that you literally have to spend 6 days in the hotel and amass a giant bill. And the other issue is if you do that, you become Stinky Agent. And Stinky Agent in Deadly Premonition 2 is way worse than Deadly Premonition 1. To the point where not only do you amass a lot more money loss, people won't talk to you.
Huh?
So, yeah. DP2 requires us to do things all in one go near the end of Chapter 1, so that we can just get a free shower at the end of Chapter 1. You might just be thinking, just use the shower from your room. You can't. The shower in your room is busted as part of a side quest. So if you don't rest until the exact time that you need to rest to on Monday before the place opens up and you lose the ability to buy the item, your run's gone. Like, that's it. Your run is just gone. Deadly Premonition 2 is wild. And I know in my notes, I've got incorrect instructions somewhere. Because the last time I did Deadly Premonition 2, I amassed that debt. And it wasn't because I didn't have enough items to sell at the end of the chapter, because I did. Also wild, because in Deadly Premonition 2, like, one of those items that we also
Zach, do you
need
think they heard what I
is
said?
Anaconda skins, which there's a point in the story where we can force spawn them, which is great,
have to.
and it's right next to where we need to actually, like,
Promise if
take
you're
them.
going to leave town.
But you also need squirrel tails,
That gives
which
us
that's
plenty of
not
time
great,
to find out where
because
we view the bonus
squirrels in
footage.
Deadly Premonition 2 are absolute assholes. They will steal your items, including your bullets, including the sleeping bags you need, including the cold medicine that you will need to get the flu off of you so that you don't lose stamina when you have the flu from sleeping in sleeping bags. Deadly Premonition 2 is a ride. It's a different kind of ride, but it is a ride. There's no traffic in this bit. We're in the alternate green veil earlier than we should be. Doesn't matter if we hit enemies, but extra money. And we're gonna get to a bit that has a fair chunk of speed tech, actually. This is gonna be kind of surprising and weird looking speed tech. We're going to the right because there are the trees on the left. So, we get to the middle of town and we see the ghost of Anna Graham. There she is. So we're gonna do the smart thing and run away because we don't want to, you know, I don't want to mess with ghosts. I'm scared of ghosts. I think I should get on left for the first one. So when we get far enough away, York shrugs and goes to find Anna. There we go. Should go down for that one as well. That's fine. Towards the diner, it'll be fine. Tension gauge is pretty high, so I'm gonna have to wait. Now, if you've noticed something as I'm running backwards here, you'll probably have noticed that every time we run from Anna, the next scene is different. Don't worry about those. Those are birds. Those are murder birds. They will kill you. Do a lot of damage. But you'll notice that, yeah, Anna is in a different position. We're teleporting every single time that we run away from Anna. So we just want to keep running from the scary ghost. That's speed tech. Like, this is actually faster than just following the ghost. Love this track. This is the Welcome to Greenvale track. It's like your main theme of Greenvale. This is the point. I should have gone left for that one as well. This is the point where I figure out whether or not I've messed up my money stuff, which I shouldn't have done. You also get to see how many general stores there are in this town. There are a lot. Yes. You basically just want to run away from the ghost. Once we've done back here again. Once we've done 2 laps, that's it. On this one, it'll be the one after. The Galaxy of Terror. Alright. So, for the Galaxy of Terror, we're going to spend most of our remaining money at this point. Or pretty much all that we've got. Tell whether we've got enough money in a second here. So, we're going to use, as said, Panda Bear specifically. We are going to purchase the Magnum. We have 8,000. We should be fine. We're going to buy 3 rounds of Magnum. These are the ones I want to make sure I have enough of. Oh, hello. Oh. I don't have... Oh, no, I do have enough. Okay, phew. I was like, I thought I didn't have enough for a second if I do. And then 2 rounds of SMG. That was actually kind of close. I was actually a little afraid, though. I did my math wrong. I believe this guy is an accountant. Anyway, so we now have the SMG. We obviously now have the Magnum as well. We're never going to use the pistol again, or at least not our pistol. Now we have the alternate Galaxy of Terror. We're good. We're very good. This is the one that I should be okay with, the set piece. It's one I usually don't do too bad at. So, I said earlier in the game, there is an enemy type that we actually skip because of the giant out of bounds. You're now going to get to see that enemy type. Also, the game's going to get crunchy audio again. Not my fault. Is it sub-mac first? It's sub-mac first. Once again, we have a running section. Again, this one isn't too bad. the running section after this one, which isn't going to happen for a while, that's going to be bad. That's going to be a very bad one. You think you could get off the box and walk through the side here? You can't. Some of the later ones you can, but this one you cannot. You would again think you could just climb over the boxes or shoot them, but nope. Your caster pushed the box all the way. It's going to make for some really dumb moments like the next one. Why he always stops there, but he does. This is a very long push. You'll see in the bottom right, the Raincoat Killer is going to catch up to us. Thankfully, he just slow walks towards us. Thanks, I guess. And he also somehow gets there ahead of us, which I don't know how that happened. So, next hiding section, again, nice and easy. Just go into this one in the corner. This one's a long one. This is like 2 minutes. This one in the corner is one of those that gives you, like, the least amount of, like, you know, hold your breath prompts. One of those things. I think it's the second invisible enemy I'm trying to remember at the minute. There's one invisible enemy that I have to be on the other side for, and I think it's the second one. It's definitely not the first one. I hate the invisible enemies with a passion. They're the reason why I actually can still PB this run, even 2.5 minutes behind. I messed up real bad against them in my PB. Pretty much all of them. That's number one. There will be more. I think there's one more. I might be wrong on this one. I think there's one more. I might be wrong on that. Alright, PB's not possible anymore. Hand slipped. My hand slipped. We have to do all of this again. Nah, that was my hand. That was my hand slipping. There is no escape here. It is literally, as you can see, insta game over. Oof. That's my hand slipping. That's me. That's me. It's my fault. Can't blame the game. I can blame the game in other situations. I have literally had in, not this hiding section, but one of the earlier hiding sections, I have literally had the game force me back to the Switch dashboard during a Hold Your Breath part once. Which, yes, that's as dumb as it sounds. Also, if you're holding the button before the Hold Your Breath pops up, that also counts as a game over, by the way. So I know not to do that, at least, but, yep, no, whoops. Bad. That's pretty bad. That's very bad. Now you understand why you don't want to fail these sections. Oh, how you doing tonight, chat? Hope you're having a good Friday. Hi, Shankly. Yeah, very excited. I actually was tempted to put together a very small, like, sub 10-minute video on YouTube about it. I've been having a look at the gameplay combat videos that have been coming out from Tokyo Game Show. Oh, it looks good. Oh, it looks so good. Let's not let go of the button this time. You know where I am, you found me. You know exactly where I am, my dude. Hey, look, I'm holding the button this time. To avoid the game over? Yeah, it'd be nice if we could have just, like, left the hiding spot and then did those QTs and just, you know, got past it that way. But, nope. Anyway. That's that. GG. We're still gonna go to the end of the run, because again, I need to practice the end game. I need to, like, actually see, like, obviously, like, what I need to work on. I wonder. Crochet and knitting? Yo, nice. Yo, very nice. I used to actually do knitting when I was younger. Did I go the wrong way?
Zach, this is a waste of time.
Alright, it's the keeper of the door, the one enemy that's in the way. This enemy right here. Hardest enemy to avoid in the game. I used to do crocheting and knitting when I was younger. B is on the bottom, X is on the top. Why am I saying that? Hey! I'll fail holding my breath. I'm not going to fail these cuties, alright? Again, actually, I'm not sure if that one's insta-death for failing that one. That one might be a joystick wiggle. But there's some coming up that are insta-death. Let me tension back a little bit. The door that is busting there, that's the one that we actually want to go in. We peek through the hole and we find Thomas's sheriff badge. That's our next clue. There are going to be two enemies here. Fire away, please move. Nope. Sometimes it moves, sometimes it doesn't. Stabilize on effects. I think they're on the right-hand side. They could move over to the left here. If they do, that's going to be a problem for my movement. But we should be fine. How quiet it gets here. So, unfortunately, we have found Thomas's sheriff badge, which pretty much... Grab that, but that's fine. I actually sent it to my toolbox. I want to get into the cutscene because you will always get pushed away from where the enemy is. And here we go. These enemies are hell. So, they take like 2 melee hits, but we don't have any melee weapon strats anymore. So they take 3 shots from the Magnum. From a submachine gun, they take a lot more. You want to be close enough to them that they will do their attack, but not too close that you can't hit them. Really? Now they're going to fall on the floor and just shoot and all at you. As long as you just move away a slight bit and then dodge, you've got plenty of time. And... close enough. Just don't miss. So if you need some health, grab that. Just don't miss. I want to say this is the one that I get behind. There's one that starts turned the other way, and I think it's this one. Next one. Oh, don't turn! I'm working with you here. As you can see, each enemy is 3 shots. The Magnum holds 6. So as long as, you know, you don't miss a shot, easy peasy. You want to be relatively close to them because that will cause them to attack a bit faster. But again, downside to that is obviously hitting them properly. This is the one we want to be on the other side for. This one is nasty because, like, hitting this one can be a pain. Nice. Especially with the evade icon here. That's why I walked to the back of it. Side. Nice, good. Okay, GG. The 2 enemies, so submachine gun.
Amazing, amazing, yes. Bullseye. Amazing, great, amazing.
You took a while to go down. Yeah, as long as you just, like, get their attack early and make sure you actually hit your shots, easy peasy. With them on the wall, it's a lot easier than on the ceiling, in my opinion. We also need to save as many, like, Magnum rounds as possible because we are going to need them for the final boss. New final boss strats are Magnum. Very good. Very, very good. I want the submachine gun for... Oh, shit. This was... one on the right, 2 on the left. One on the right, 2 on the left. You need to change the lights to red. That's it. Almost done. Almost done with this area. Oh, wait, no, we're not. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, God, I just remembered what's coming up. Well, that was the... yeah, it's this shithole. Once again, shoot box. way to the end of this one. One of these boxes actually contains 10mm in this part. You can get some extra submachine gun ammo if you're a little low. More confusing at times, yeah. I like knitting. Knitting is like nice and relaxing. My issue is I don't have any hobbies at the minute for relaxing with. Like, playing games used to be my hobby, but you know, now that I do it as a job, it's kind of, kind of pickles, chat. I want to say those are infinite pickles. I might be wrong. This guy sucks because he will shoot us if we're not careful. Oh. Those are magnum rounds. Wow, that's supposed to be submachine gun. I've had some weird drops in this run. Stabilizer instead of the light first aid and the magnum instead of submac. That's not too bad getting magnum rounds there. Also, hey, guess what? He's on the bottom, X on the top. This is a long running segment. It's not as bad as one of the later ones, but it's also quite long. You've got multiple QTs in the middle. Get ready for him. Y is on left, A is on right. I very much always get confused with the Switch controls. I'm so used to B on the bottom now because the amount of times I've failed this run to B the QT presses in the past. One more. I'm used to the B button presses. I'm ready. I'm fucking ready for the Bs. One more. I'm ready for the Bs, chat. Through the door. One of these boxes is one you can push once and then you're good with, and I don't remember which one it is. We can also do the old-fashioned tech of as soon as he throws, hit the evade button, and then he'll break the box. That's the one we did earlier. He's on the bottom, this is on the top. I don't know how he gets to us so fast here, because he's running into a wall right now. Do not evade him, you're fine. Last one. Beautiful. Excellent. See, I'm losing a little bit of time to, you know, fail in that QT earlier. Just a tiny bit. But this room, the way that... Oh, yeah, you have to break this, don't you? The way that I remembered this room... I did just get shot there. The way I remember this room is just to go back on yourself. So essentially, just... Go to the right. Then have to break that box, you can just walk around. Well, that's the way I remember this room. Just return on yourself and you're easy peasy. QTs are sometimes random. Those ones are random. And sometimes they're fixed. Those ones are always random. But there's some inset pieces that I do point out on the way that are fixed. I don't think we actually have... I don't think we have that many fixed QTs left, actually.
Huh?
I think that's it. I guess there's the fixed, like, QT positions for the final boss, but they're not, like, fixed in which ones you get. Also, get ready for this bit. I'm wiggling the stick already. As long as you're wiggling the stick and press A immediately, you don't get grabbed, he doesn't attack you, and then that's it, you're out. Nice and simple bit. Nice and simple. So yeah, as you can see, that cost me 2.5 minutes by failing to hold ZR. Can't even complain. Stick into chat. That's it, GG. Alright. This is why we de-rust. This is why we hardcore de-rust. And with that, into the Galaxy of Terror. So, I think I would have lost time, even if I hadn't messed up, like, holding my breath. But we wouldn't have lost 2.5 minutes. 33. There you go. Oh boy. My favorite portion of the video game. This bit fucking sucks. So, we have a slight issue. Well, two slight issues, actually. One, gotta follow my dad, who doesn't have a face, through this scary forest that takes like 2 fucking minutes. This chapter sucks.
Come on, boy, or it'll be too late.
Get used to that voice line. So, We gotta foil a Faceless Dad. Here's the best part. Faceless Dad has an invisible wall around him that even if you catch up to him, which we will do, and even when he disappears, still stays around. Game's great. So, we gotta follow our dad for 2 minutes, but York has been kidnapped by Thomas at the end of the last chapter, so we're actually gonna get to play as the game's second playable character in this chapter. Just once we're done with this. And then we have a nice, I don't know, about 12-minute walking segment. Which for some reason, Deadly Premonition 2 decided to emulate. And it's worse. I don't know how. 12? 12. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. That's why my split says 15-minute cat jam, because it's this bit and the 12-minute walking segment. There's nothing that happens in the next like 10 minutes. You all want to go for a drink or like get a snack or something? Go and do that. You are going to miss nothing. Actually, you are going to miss one thing. The next chapter of the game, 100% guaranteed to hard crash. We've got to fix that. Which thankfully we can do in the middle of the walking section. If we do it in the middle of the walking section or when we get to the next set. Look how, like, I'm hitting the invisible wall still. If we do manage to, like, get to, like, obviously the save point in the walking section or at the clock tower, the game won't crash again for the rest of the run. Also, this bit is such a fuck you if you're going for 100%, which is all trading cards, because that's a trading card of our old man, and if you miss it here, you don't have another chance to get it unless you replay the entire fucking game. Now I have to make a left turn. Then a right turn. If you're wondering, yeah, there's vines that are appearing behind us. There is no way to make those end this segment faster. They just don't appear if you, like, wait at the start. Because I'm fairly certain of that. I think I tested that a long time ago. I might test it again, to be honest. Anyway, it's time for the game's second playable character. Or do we have your cutscene first? Cutscene first. Then we have the game's second playable character. Not Forrest Kaysen, not that guy. Not that guy. But he is going to help out in this bit. To track down York, we need a actual detective sniffer dog. We don't have the budget for one of those here in Greenvale, so instead, we're going to use Deputy Whirly. The nice thing here is you actually do get some good music. That's the glitched out Nick Chase section from earlier when we did the QTE, the chapter 12 skip. It doesn't exist. You walk for it. Doesn't exist at this point. It's not active. It's just there. But this bit, we're told to follow Deputy Whirly. Wrong. Follow Forrest Kaysen. You get too far from Forrest Kaysen, the game will drag you backwards. Not usually an issue until we get to the last bit. I don't know whose house this is, but that's a lot of Agent Honor right there. Nice. I'm not gonna get too far from Kaysen here. This pathway is always fixed. We're going left. Which is ironic, because the way we want to go is actually that direction. Actually, more accurately, that direction. Also, this is Undine Street and Invisible Street, as you can see. I'm actually going to lose them. At least we get good music here. In DP2, you don't even get good music in this, but... like... I think this is the Gravekeeper's house over here on the left. You can tell because it's brooding. The trees are dead and there are gargoyles all around it. At least they don't reuse assets, because as you'll see with this sign right here, the reason why I looked at the last one, this wasn't Invisible Street, this was L'Invisible Street. An L instead. Hi, Kaysen. Keep up, I don't want to get reprimanded for going too fast. There is no way to skip this bit. There's no way to speed this up. If there was ever the kind of, I guess, a white whale of DP speedrunning, someone find a way to skip this bit. Someone find a way. We have a glitch that can take us from the start of the game to the end of the game, but we don't have a way to get past this. Fortunately, the glitch to go from the start of the game to the end of the game does then break the game. The game hard crashes every time, but still exists. Anyway, man, I'm getting quite tired. Oh, jeez. All that wiggling of the control stick, man. Ugh. Jason just pushes you in this bit. Alright, so even though for the speed run, this does make these bits, you know, a bit longer, I do actually like these bits. So we do get a bit of story. As you can see, here's Thomas. Thomas was hiding out in the Galaxy of Terror the whole time.
I know that you're there. Your disposition is not of my concern.
I really like Thomas as a character in this game.
Stop this.
Like,
Untie me.
Thomas is one of the most tragic characters of this entire game.
Right now.
Like, and this is going to give you
Carol
the biggest, if not
off.
the hint, at who
As
the
far
Raincoat
away as
Killer
you can.
is.
Open a bar or a diner in a new town. With your cooking.
And
I know you.
Thomas is a very deeply written character, which you wouldn't expect in a game like this, but this game has an
Why,
amazing array of
thank
characters.
you.
Remember, Thomas
you're
has
so
a tattoo
kind.
on his left shoulder.
Unlike him.
Unlike
If I had someone
him.
like you, things may not have come to this. York, have you ever been in love with someone?
Thomas, a long time ago, I witnessed two people that I really cared about die.
His parents.
Both pretty much at the same time. And since then, I've tried not to care about anyone so deeply, but
About
recently
that.
way of thinking has changed.
Emily, right? She's a nice girl.
The whole point of this bit is that you're gonna figure
I
out
was
that
warning
York's
you,
in love
York.
with Emily.
You'd be better
It's
off
gonna get
not
rammed in our
falling in
face,
love
don't
with
worry about it.
Thomas, considering the circumstances, whatever I say.
But I
might
love
not be
Thomas because of the fact
important
that
to you, but I'll say it anyways.
that line, like, there,
Don't
unlike
you
him.
dare
Thomas
touch
is,
Emily.
I wouldn't say very openly, but is quite obviously gay.
York,
Very
I
obviously.
think I've said too much. It's natural to respond when someone talks to you, I guess.
And Thomas's
everything
whole,
will
you know,
end
if I had
tonight.
someone like you instead of him,
You just
unlike
stay there until
him,
then.
proves that, you know, Thomas's lover, who he has a tattoo of on his left shoulder, is very abusive. Very, very abusive. There is somebody we know in this game who has been abused in their relationships, and just so happens to be the love G that is on the tattoo of Thomas. I really like these cutscenes because it shows how deep Thomas is as a character and how tragic their entire story is, and how Thomas's lover is abusing them. Like, it's genuinely tragic. Like actually so. Like, as Thomas says, if Thomas had someone like as caring as York in their lives, they may not have gone down this path. But the person that they are obviously very deeply in love with is our new Raincoat Killer, and they have been helping them because they love them, despite, you know, how much they abuse them, because they're just in an abusive relationship. Like, I adore Thomas's entire character arc in this game so much. Like, anyway. On that note, if I don't close the game and relaunch it again, it's gonna crash at the start of the next chapter. So this is the last save crash that we actually have to do in the run. If we do not do this, and this is on every version of Deadly Premonition speedrun, by the way. If we don't do this, I wonder about the 360 version. But definitely PC, definitely PS3, definitely Switch. You have to restart the game. Or the game is just gonna crash at like specific points. And the start of the next chapter is one of those points. But yeah, you'll get a little bit more on Thomas coming up in this little bit, but it's like I genuinely like Thomas as a character. Like, it's one of those things that's like, it's why DP2 is so weird about how it handles a certain character. Because, like, sweary stuff, J.J. Macclesfield, a little bit of The Good Life, this game, like, sweary actually does do LGBTQ quite well. Like, and it's just such a shame that he drops the ball so hard on Lena in DP2. Like, really, really hard. Such a shame. Such a shame. I adore Thomas's entire character arc in this game. Like, that is the definition of an absolute tragic character. And also, as I said, an absolute psychopath at the start of the game, because, you know, we're going to actually have a boss fight with them soon. Yeah. But as said, this game is going to ram something down your throat.
Too much about that at the moment. Thomas is certainly a great cook.
Thomas is a great cook.
It's a shame to keep his cooking hidden out here in the countryside. Don't you think so, Zach? Which reminds me, there's another great cook in town. To fall in love with her would mean that I would need to love her cooking too.
Talk.
Why does God test us so? I wonder. That
Stop.
Man, did that pack a punch? I wish
Hey,
you could have
yo,
tasted it. Zach.
here's the wild thing about relationships. You could do the cooking and the coffee, my dude. Just saying. Like, you could, you know, help out. If you haven't gathered, York's very much fallen in love with Emily. Case and whistles for William. Willie's like, no, fuck you on that. Yeah, I said, you're gonna see a lot of these general mods. Like, here's another one. There's actually a really nice little reference coming up here. Also, it's a Thanksgiving sale, apparently. Rainy Woods Real Estate. So, Rainy Woods was the code name for this game when it was in development. The title of the series isn't Deadly Premonition in Japan, it is Red Seed Profile. But Rainy Woods was the code name for it. So yeah, that's why you get to see the Rainy Woods Real Estate. It's like a little nod towards like the code name of the game. Thanksgiving sales. It's just Thanksgiving. There's also a lot of Rainy Wood real estates, considering, you know, it's a very small town in the boonies, as York called it earlier. Same old. God, I would love to get this game into GDQ, but this bit just kills any chance of getting into GDQ. Like, this bit just kills any chance. It's just a bit too long, and if this bit didn't exist, this run would be like a 245 that we could probably knock down to like a 240. Like, Toji could probably knock it down to a 235. So, if this bit didn't exist, I think it'd have a much better chance, but this bit exists, so I don't think it has that much of a chance. It's perfect donations? Yeah, but you don't mention that. You don't mention that.
About Emily, don't you feel almost nostalgic looking at her?
Skip these either. This is the skip button, by the way.
No, I'm wrong. It's a long time ago now, though.
If I ever got this into GDQ, and I would literally love to get this into GDQ, it's like, this is like my white whale at this point to get into a GDQ. I would need one hell of a couch for this. Like, I would absolutely ask Maxi for sure, and then some of the other runners if they're going as well.
Right, Zach?
Because there's no way I'm getting through this bit on my own. Which actually, I have to get through this bit on my own on Sunday for Big Bad Game-a-thon. So as well as like needing practice on certain parts of the actual game, I need to practice my commentary as well. Been a while since I've done some like actual solo commentary practice, so. But I need to come up with like anecdotes that I can say during this bit and things to keep this bit like, you know, actually fresh and interesting. The nice thing is for Big Bad Game-a-thon, I think I can read chat during it. So that'd be good, but I would like to come up with like a list of things to like actually talk about during this bit. This bit would be actually really good to talk about the differences between this and Deadly Premonition 2's run. Because yeah, this bit gets replicated in Deadly Premonition 2. Yep. Yep. Don't know why. It just does. It's a prequel, and yet you still follow a Dalmatian that definitely looks like Deputy Willie and is the exact same model as Deputy Willie. But it might not be Deputy Willie. I think it is, but it doesn't make any sense. The only nice thing about the bit in DP2 is you have a little more degree of control with the skateboard, but it's still the whole same thing that if you go too far from Deputy Willie, you get reprimanded by the game. I don't know why they chose this bit to replicate. And the thing is, in Deadly Premonition 2, you don't get the really cool music that we're getting now, nor do you get, like, you know, the bits, like, breaking it up in the middle with the story segments. Like, Sweary was just like, hey, what if we just did it again?
Deputy Willie's calling.
Deputy Willie. Boy. This bit fucking sucks. I love this game to bits. This bit fucking sucks.
Darkness. I see Emily's face. When I first met her on the bridge, she looked so dignified.
You ready for
And that glimmer
Emily
in
jump
her
scare
eyes
chat?
when she argues every word I say. Her blonde hair lit by the dawn. Eating steak in the diner. Giving me directions in the car.
She never did that. We can't get out of the car.
Her face in the gallery. And that coffee she made.
Ah,
It's like she's a goddess.
you haven't figured it out at this point.
Zach,
York's very much in love with Emily.
let's pray that she doesn't become a real goddess.
The game really wants you to know York is in love with Emily. That's talked about later in the story. That's one of the big mysteries of the game. This is also the easiest point to move too far from Kaysen, so I usually wait for Kaysen here. This is very, very easy to walk too far from Kaysen here. This bit is all timed anyway. It's all based on Willy and Kaysen. It's not based on like where you are. You like can't trigger the cutscene early. Just wait for them. But at this point, like, of the game, you don't know who Zach is. You're, wondering whether, are you Zach? Are you the player Zach? Like, is he talking to us in the third person? Is Zach, like, a completely different entity? Now, here's the fun fact about playing as Emily, because we're about to have a set piece of Emily. This is the bit where we can now run forward. We don't have to wait for these two anymore. So, here's the fun thing about playing as Emily in this segment. Her gun is slightly better than yours. Like, genuinely. Holds more bullets, does a little bit more damage. That's Emily. Shout outs to Emily. We get one last Thomas cutscene, and then we get the big set piece. Zach in the room with us right now, potentially.
York,
This was so funny
Emily is
because
here.
Toji set a
Time
new
to say goodbye then.
PB,
Thomas.
new world record for this.
Let me tell you one
a couple
more
of weeks
time.
ago,
It's
and
not too
Toji
late.
shared with me
I can help
a
you.
specific part of their
Just
run
untie me and let me
of
go. If you
what
don't,
happens in the next
the
boss fight.
situation will be
This
irreversible.
boss fight can glitch out on
Unfixable.
you.
York, no.
The screen is going to
situation
flash
is
white because
reversible.
of an attack
Didn't you know
that Thomas can do.
Everyone,
which
everything
that's the funny
proceeds
thing.
along a path
If it does it at the exact time you
by
transition into like phase 2 or like into a cutscene, the whole white flash stays on your screen the entire time.
Goodbye then. I wonder who'll be the next person to open this door.
Love this game.
Well, whoever that person is will be the one to decide your fate.
It's a good question. Who's it going to be? Going to be Thomas? Going to be Emily?
Zach, what was
They're going to be somebody else. Now I can start skipping cutscenes again. So, again, the nice thing about the clock tower is that we can avoid most enemies. If we get stick to the right, we avoid everybody here. There's going to be a couple of enemies on the way up, some of which are very easy to avoid, some of which you can sometimes avoid, and some of which are a right pain in the ass to avoid. Might try one or two avoidances, but not likely. That one's the easiest one. The next two that are a problem. This guy? This floor? Oh, he went for it. But this guy, usually I just shoot this guy, and I think I will just continue shooting in the future. This guy. That's good movement. Stick left, then go right. Downside is, I do want to reload before... Actually, do I? Because then I could reload after... Ah, you didn't dodge. Okay. It's like not a headshot. To the right to avoid everybody here, and then that's it for the normal enemies. Okay. Emily's door opening animation is fantastic. Barges right through. Heck the door. Alright. So, we actually now get our first boss fight of the game. It's only taken us 2.5 hours, but yep. Our first boss fight of the game, and this is actually a hard boss. This is actually genuinely a hard boss. Say hello to Thomas. very bad job. I've not hit Thomas once. Oh, this is terrible. Yes, you can shoot Thomas as they, like, go between the pillars. He's phase 2. You want to hit all these shots on Thomas before they go into their next attack so that you can just skip a very long phase transition that you can't skip.
Zach, was that a gunshot?
It was. So, who
Nothing
enters the
terrible
door?
has happened.
Who is the one that saves York? It is, of course, Spooky Ghost. No, it is, of course, Deputy Willie. That was an okay fight. The start of that fight wasn't good. The second part of that fight was very good. Looking at my time, I might save a tiny bit. My fighting my PB was bad. My movement here is bad, that's for sure. Look on that.
Hey, you two.
Is that Love G tattoo? My fight in my PB was really bad, so that's a little bit of a blessing. Okay, cool. So yeah, if we didn't save at the clock tower earlier, the game would crash going into not this next cutscene, but the cutscene after this. And this is our second visit to the alternate sheriff's department. I also forgot to split, so my bad. Skip. Well, I did, but I forgot. But yeah, that cutscene right there is the one that crashes. Okay, so this is the second one, so... George's office. On George's office. Hoping to be able to do relatively well in the fights coming up, because I can certainly do better than I have been doing. One in particular that didn't go too hot last time that I'm hoping to practice a bit. Throne of Abyss. Yeah, there's just a long load there for reasons, and also there's a Ghost of Anagram again. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you need ammo and stuff, like you've somehow used a bit extra, there is a gun box in this room that you can use for Panda Bear. I got extra Magnum rounds, so I think I'm very good for ammo for the rest of this run. Like, I don't even think I need to like stock up on spare. Like, I think we're very good on ammo. Like I've actually got like because of that like one drop, I think I've got 0 like ammo fears whatsoever. Submachine gun and armor room. Which remember when I said earlier it just takes a while to load? It does. Reason is we want to open this file. Hello there. Going.
Yes, amazing.
For the mouth to close. If the mouth to close, that's the trick. Don't want to use up all of our SMG ammo because we are going to need it for 2 of the bosses coming up. So we're looking for a specific key to get through this area, which Spooky Ghost is in that jail cell. In this jail cell is the key we're after, which we needed that key to open this door. Walk forward, spawn the enemy. And to fully appear. Bad angle on my part. Reload. Door is closing. Opening, I should say. And now we can go in this room. So, at several different points in the game, beginning actually with the Galaxy of Terror, there are these doors. These are heavy doors. You have to hold the button to be able to open them all the way. There's one in the end game that we can actually walk straight through if we can get the correct angle. Once you hear the click, you can let go at that point. I think you can let go like a tiny bit earlier, but I'm a little concerned. This is a sacrificial altar in the police department, as you do.
Amazing. Nice shot.
Get free. That's really bad. Move to get shot. Actually, that like stopped me getting shot. That's not too bad.
Nice shot. Nice shot. Amazing. Nice shot. Yes. Nice shot. Nice shot. Amazing.
On this side of the room, Carol's earring. A little too much ammo used, but that's fine. All good. Alright. That's the end of our first visit. On the sheriff's department. We've got one more. I now know which one I'm in. We're all good. This is the deer heads? Yeah, so the deer heads. Yeah, yeah. I know where I am. I don't know how I got the first one confused. Shouldn't ever get the first one confused. You also see in the end chapter screen, good old York's gonna have a fucking assault rifle, which yes, that is a weapon you can get, but we're obviously not using it. The submachine gun in this game is pretty damn good. But it's time for the final showdown. Or 20. You have plenty of money at this point, again, for any spare ammo that you need. I'm a little lower on my SMG than I would like, but my Magnum should be very good. Magnum should be very, very good. I think I'm going to have any problems with Magnum rounds at all. As we stand outside the alternate sheriff's department, there is the Raincoat killer. See the sheriff's department. Just waltzing back in at his own place. Around the back for the first one. There are no clues this time. This is straight up just a set piece. We do actually have Emily's gun on us because we had enough space in our inventory. But again, we should never have to use our pistol again for the rest of the run. If we do, then I fucked up on my Magnum rounds. And my SMG rounds. Ow. Remember, the barrel has a lingering hitbox, so you want to hit it as early as possible. Straight over. Deer heads. So you want to shoot the deer heads that are upside down. Ideally move back after you shoot the first one. Good shoot. Because there's a couple of enemies in here that can shoot you, but as long as you get through here, you're fine. Go through the left here. This is the one I was trying to remember earlier. Yep, if you see the door open, that's the one you go down. No, it's not. That's for Thomas's biscuit. You idiot. God, I wouldn't turn around. Yeah, it's this way. Let's pass this guy. It's the fire room. Oh, it's this room. So, a couple of rooms of the Raincoat Killer. If you're fast enough, you can go forward and not have to dodge the axe. Damn it. Just off. I made a big mistake, big no-no. I accidentally let go of a button during a hold button point where I insta-died. Oops. I really should be dodging these. If you're fast enough, you don't have to, but yeah, I should be dodging these. One time with him is close. I don't think I can PB anymore, which is a shame, but yeah, it's whatever. It's still good practice. Magnum time. You can tell there are vents on the left and right of the corridor. If you ever see them, you know those enemies are coming. This room in here is where you can buy spare ammo if you need. Again, I should be pretty fine at this point. Let's just not mess this enemy up. I have a lot of time saving this set because I have like 2-3 minutes. Like, you spawned in way early. The missed shot hurts more than being grabbed, in my opinion. Because now I'm like an odd number of bullets. Like, I'm gonna have to go into my menu in here, which sucks, but yeah, it's the bullets. Again, the crunchy audio, that's not your side. It is not my side. It is the game. There's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. Wait for a second. See how fast they can go if you're at the right angle? I should have waited until I killed it first. Now I'm gonna still be at an odd number of bullets. It's gonna be afterwards. It's after this one. So now you understand when I say, like, if you're at the right angle, you can just get these guys to, like aggro instantly. And it's good. It's gonna be a bit careful now. These enemies are the ones that I have the most time save against, because I'm fairly certain I messed up every single one in my PB. Which is fucking wild. But again, you're getting this 15 decibels quieter than I do. It's just crunchy in here. There is nothing I can do about it. That's just how the game works. That's just how the game's audio is. That's why I kind of yell a bit, because it's kind of loud on my end. Your thought LED had crunchy audio? This is crunchy audio, the video game. So I also need to practice this set piece. So basically, every set piece from the mana onwards I need to practice. I definitely need to practice the final boss. We want to run fast here, because that enemy on the left will catch up to us and grab us if we don't. They are just going to die because they are on fire. Come on. want Submac next for barricades? I think I do. This should be Raincoat Killer. Shotgun shells on the left. We don't have the shotgun because we skipped the set piece that the shotgun is in because of the chapter 12 skip. Something to evade. Good. That's fast enough. Good. End the Raincoat Killer legend here. This bit's a little scary. This bit is actually very scary. My HP at this point could potentially have me killed. It's like one of the last scarier parts of the run outside of like obviously the boss fights. So we're actually in the shooting range and every enemy here has shotguns and there's also the explosive barrels. Thank you to the guy who just shot that barrel. You've just built that box. You just saved my life. I'm gonna probably get shot here. Yep. Ooh, that was close. Wow. I'm stunned that did not connect. That's amazing. I should have got hit there. Remember, B's on the bottom, X is on the top. Why am I saying that again? Hi. That's our last one. I think we have the most B's in this run. And we're gonna go through this door. Through the double doors. We're about to get real symbolic. Magnum time, baby. Okay. Now to not miss shots. Time to find out who the new Raincoat Killer is. Signs have all been there. You should know at this point who it is. Thomas giving you the biggest hints with the tattoo. Love G. After all, we've already met the king of the town. They introduced themselves to us as such. It is, of course, George. Fucking good shot. That's a great phase one. That's such a good fucking phase one. I don't think we can do it yet for this phase. It's a shame Sibyl's on the right hand side of the shot there. I'm gonna intentionally do this to like get this attack out so I can shoot you back. But at this point, George has become an immortal being by consuming seeds. No! You pushed the wrong button. Ah! The only good thing about this is that you do get a free shot. Up to the submachine gun. It'll get a bit loud, by the way. Bit crunchy. You want to shoot the axe. GG. That is George. So, essentially, there's 3 phases of George, or like 2 phases of George to go very, very quickly there. George has been doing all these murders in order to become immortal via, you know, the sacrifices, etc. That's time save. So, yeah, that's the reason why. You'll notice that we still have, like, 15 minutes of the run left. That's not good. That's not good whatsoever. Alright, so in this bit, we have to alternate left and right. It's left first, right? Right first. And this will get us to talk to literally everybody in the corridor. As long as you don't move the camera, just go left and right. So, everybody who has been, like, killed or symbolic, like, the kids aren't dead, they're still around. But everyone who has been murdered, all the fairies of the forest, angels, fairies? Yeah, fairies of the forest are in this segment. You gotta speak to everybody. And by everybody, I do mean everybody. We are in the red room. There's good old Carol. We went after Carol. It was, of course, Thomas. Thomas. By everyone, I mean everyone. That also includes my parents. That don't have a face. That's my dad. Here's my mum. Yes, she's modeled off of Emily. Yeah, it's not like supposed to be Emily. It's just intentional. Go to the right. Meet Harry in the white room. Oh yeah, flashbang, by the way. I keep forgetting about that. So at this point, it's time to relive the legend in a little bit. But first, we got a driving section we got to. We wake up in the hospital a little while after, obviously, having fought George, where we get given a map and a key from Forrest Casey. We are now in the alternate Greenville. We're going to be in the alternate Greenville for a while. And of course, our last used car is here, which is Quint's, which is obviously the fastest car. So, because we save loaded, obviously it thinks we're in first person, so we want to get out of that. Now, the giant dogs are all over the place. These giant dogs aren't a problem in terms like, damage, etc. However, they can push our car out of bounds and cause us to die.
Killing, of course, does not solve all the murders related to the Red Seas. I do not know if what Harry said is true at all. The answer to the mystery of those Red Seas is here in this town. I'm sure of that.
So, yeah, as York is saying right now, this does not explain every murder. George being the Raincoat killer doesn't explain everything. Which means there is one last person. A mastermind behind everything. The drive for this bit isn't too bad. It's pretty simple. Just take a straight until we go over the bridge, and then it goes towards Lysander's, and then take another direction. The place we're going to is George's house. Guy who's a jackass in our speedruns and constantly gets glitched out. This car doesn't have a boost, it's just this fast. Yeah, York's dad is Ethan Winters. No face protagonists. So not the first right, the second one. Right, the second left even. All rights and the lefts mixed up. Unbelievable. How's this going, accountant? Gotta brake a lot earlier because of Quint's car, remember? I don't like you being there, bud. Hey, could you not? I literally cannot start driving. Oh my god. Oh, that's big time loss. Me dog playing around my car like it's a chew toy. Jesus. So we get to George's, which is it the one second after gas? I thought it was first, and rather check my notes. Again, funnily enough, you don't actually go that much slower on the grass in Quint's car. Hit the brakes so I don't flip the car. We go right after the like the weird red bit on the minimap. Then we're going to wait until we get to the gas station, which you can see on the minimap. You might not be able to expect my webcams in the way. Gas station with the second left, so not this one, this one. So, the actual signs of George being the Raincoat killer were here the entire time. So, when we get to George's house... Oh my god, I'm stuck. Okay. It's a video game. God, I love this video game so much. When we get to George's house, I'll point out the big hint, big clue. It's been here the entire time. It was here the first time we were here. See that on the right-hand side? That's a red tree. That red tree was here the entire time, by the way. It's the only house that has a red tree in it. So let's see if I can get the skip. Perfect. That is one of those slow opening doors. If you hit that door at the exact right angle, you just phase straight through it. Saves you like a good 5 to 10 seconds. So we find George's mother. Remember when we got a flower that can cure any illness for George's mother? George's mother's been dead for a very, 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 very long time. That's her. She has a lot of, the red stuff coming out of her. As it turns out, Forrest Kaysen might have used the red seeds on George's mother. Can't remember if it was Forrest or not. I think it was. Because we know somebody else who he used them on. Our parents. This is where everything comes to pass. And now, thanks to Harry, it's time to figure out what happened back in the 50s. Welcome to your third playable character, the original Raincoat Killer, Harry's old man. Now, this bit's wild. As Harry said in the story, on the 13th bell, everyone went crazy. So we gotta get to the place we gotta go to by the 13th bell. You might be wondering why my last split is called Amazing Grace. I don't know what it is about me and speedrunning games that have amazing fucking grace in them, but... Yep. Fence post slightly broken. No, the drill. Although you actually just break every fence post, I think. Go to the right here because there's no boxes blocking your way this way. It's just really cool. You actually create sparks by going on the grass as well. Yeah, this is all the town's inhabitants. They're not having a good time. I'm gonna try and do the community center skip. It's not too hard. I just keep forgetting the angle for it, which is important. Also, my health is kind of low at the minute. So it could actually kill me, actually, now that I think about it. Also, once you end up going the correct way, the vines appear behind you so you can't reverse. You don't actually have that much time to play as the Raincoat Killer, because, like, even us going on the correct direction at this point, as you'll see, the next, like, bell toll is, what, 4 or 5? Like, oh, like you gotta shift. You gotta get a move on. But you can fight the town's residents as the Raincoat Killer if you want. I'm gonna get to the very end. I'm gonna figure out who it was that started spreading the gas around the town. And it's somebody who is the mastermind behind everything. The one that was hinted at the very start of the game with FK in the coffee. It is indeed Forrest Kaysen. Oh, right, his body is physical. Some things aren't physical in this bit. Certain trees are not physical, like this one. Once we get close enough to the community center, there's going to be a new timer that appears, which, again, you've got plenty of time to get through this bit. If it hits the bottom, it is a game over, but you've got plenty of time as long as you don't mess around. Once we're done here, it is time for our final boss fight. The answer to who Zack really is. There's a lot of plot that gets skipped in this bit. It's very, very fast-paced. So, essentially, the military started pumping this gas at the top of the clock tower, and one of the members of the military was one Forrest Kaysen, who looks the exact same that he does today. This is all of our friends here in town. I've forgotten the angle, but I'm not going to do it. Not with my HP as it is. I'm actually going to heal before we go into this. I don't trust my HP right now. If I get hit during the chase section, we're in trouble. So. This. One last trip to the White Room. I don't have any bullets reloaded. That's important.
Open.
Going on ahead. Yes, that is Harry in the White Room. He's like a guide, etc. So unfortunately, we're a bit late. By the way, we also have heterochromia and white hair now. We are Zack. It's a long, convoluted thing. Also, Emily's not doing too good thanks to this jackass. Essentially, York is a second personality created by Zack a long time ago when he saw Forrest Kaysen murder his family in front of him, his mum and dad. So yeah, time for revenge. And yes, pointing the gun at Emily is the only option. Fortunately, we do kill Emily, and we're gonna kill Forrest Kaysen. Shit, he's invulnerable. I've got the handgun. That explains a fair bit. Come on, do you think? Not hitting, that's bad. You can hit him when he's on the floor, you do a lot of damage. If you run, you avoid QTEs. I should have loaded it earlier, but it's fine. Some more shots off. Not a good start. I wasn't reloaded. Damn, I had the right angle as well. That's a shame. Right, I gotta practice the case fight. How was that not a QTE? I was close enough. You can either headshot or shoot a point on the right-hand side of his body. Well, I'm happy I got the Magnum drop earlier. Magnum round drop earlier. That sucks. One off. Yeah, my aiming bad. I gotta practice the case and fight. Sir? Okay, just wait. Just wait. Hey, Grim, hope you're doing well. Just wait. Alright. Now for the worst part of the video game. Wish I was joking. This bit sucks. Just this bit completely sucks. Yeah, it's one of these segments where we have to wiggle the stick back and forth. This is about 4 minutes long. It looks like we're going down. We are going to the top of the clock tower. This sucks. If you're fast enough, you don't have to avoid those. These QTEs will either always be YX or BA. But now this game having a worse part. It's bad. It's very bad. We just have to keep going. That's too close. I don't know if I... Oh, I don't. Wow. So at the very least, it's always either YX or BA, so it's like either down and then right or left and then up. So at the very least, he doesn't mix it up. It's never like AX or YB, etc. But yeah, we just have to hope for good RNG in his attacks and that we don't get hit. So if I get hit here, we're in big trouble with my health as it is. Because you do go slower if you get hit. So I have to go into my menu to actually heal, which I don't want to do, obviously. So me not evading these, like, balls is, like, very, very, very dangerous. Like, ridiculously dangerous. Truck adventure on him. It feels like this up and down, damn. Yeah, this bit just takes a long while.
Keep your eyes to the front.
That somehow did not do that much damage to me. That's wild. I should have done way more. My finger's on the wrong button. Oh, this makes my arms hurt so much. I hate this bit. I wish I was on PC for keyboard for this, because it'd be more nicer. Use 2 fingers. Just can't leave you got to pull up and down. Oh. Tell him casually, yeah. Yeah. Love this game. This bit ain't a highlight. He's rushing. Isn't too bad, because that means he goes away for a while. You can tell we're getting close to the bottom because of the bricks beneath the stairs. They start filling in a lot more and they get a bit bigger when you're near the bottom. Should probably only be one more QTE at most, I think. Nope, not even. Alright. Now for the final boss. Phase 3. That's phase 2. This phase absolutely sucks. You have to hit this weak spot, and it is constantly moving. And when he's doing an animation like this, you can't shoot it. Aiming in my ammo ain't hot right now. It looks like you can hit him. This is nice. This attack is like 3 set hits against him. So getting into a position where I'm trying to like hit the doll as he stops. I'm a bit more to the left than I would like, to be honest. That didn't count. I'm definitely a bit more left than I would like. didn't count. Wow. I do have to be a little careful because I need my magnum bullets for, like, obviously this phase. See that hit? Good hit. I should have dodged that. Wow. That was way more than I remember it doing. Glad I picked up a spare healing earlier. Because I still have 6 bullets, everything's fine. It's very hard to hit, as you can probably guess. Really? If I do run out of ammo, it is fine, because these boxes can be broken, they do have magnum rounds in. That did not count. Wow. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. See, bad fight on my part. So plenty of rounds, you can see. This is not too bad of an attack, because again, you can shoot the doll multiple times, just get away from it so you don't get hit. Have to wait here. Alright, submachine gun. We're done with the magnum now. So he's gonna hide the doll. I don't know the optimal place to stand for this. I think there's like a distance you want to be away from him, that you can use like the floor as like a guide, because then he will like almost always like try and go for the slam. This is what you want him to do instead of like walking around.
You're an annoying little bug.
I am. Stop running. Come on, buddy. That's not too bad. So move away so we don't get hit. Climb up. And he has, as you can see, hidden the weak spot in his front pouch. GG. That's it. Got a little bit more to go, but that's the end of the video game. GG. And that's that. Apart from fucking up that one QTE, first half, not bad. Second half, not great. Losing time because that was a bad case in fight. Alright, not too bad. My estimate is a 310. I'm very confident. Obviously, the reason why it's like it'll be a 308 in this one is because of me messing up the hold your breath QTE moment. So, that's what it is. Something that won't happen during the actual marathon run. It's definitely showing me the places where I need to practice more. It's basically every set piece from like halfway onwards, and also obviously the case and fight. Not bad. Say our goodbyes to everybody. So yeah, we're now Zach again. We're now, you know, the quotation marks original personality. The person that we have been for everybody else the entire game. Now, one more thing left to do. Back to the hotel. Goes all the way down the list at this point. I keep forgetting that. Should be a high 308. Okay. So yeah, I gotta do a little more work. A little more work in this derusting. Making dumb decisions. GG.
And this is goodbye, Zach.
Say our goodbyes to York.
Thank you for
Deadly Premonition 2!
Good night, Zach. And sleep tight.
DP2 is interesting. DP2 is half sequel, half prequel. Most of it, I say half, it's more like 2/3 prequel, 1/3 sequel. As you can see, the community center picture, there is Forrest Kaysen. He was that young the entire time because he had the immortality at the time of the Red Seeds.
We took it when the clock tower was built.
It's me in the middle.
50 years ago?
That's right. That's me in the middle.
That's me in the spotlight.
I was
losing my
popular
religion
back then. Men were
Always made that joke.
always around me.
Yes.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Just sign here, please.
You see that everyone at this point has changed to calling
Mr.
York
Morgan?
Zach.
Mr. Morgan.
Oh, I'm sorry, Polly. I was just thinking of a friend.
Someone who was with me for a long, long time.
York.
He must have been a really good friend then. Otherwise, why else would you remember him at a time like this?
Indeed. We used to fight, but he really was a good person.
He's
was gone
you.
now, though. Gone away.
It's interesting because the way that DP1 treats Zack and York as separate entities is different to how DP2 does it.
Friend of yours? I'm sure he's getting
Which is weird for most of the game, but at the end
Thank
of
you,
DP2,
you know what?
it makes a bit more sense. And
I think so,
actually,
too.
I really like the payoff at DP2. I've heard some people don't like it. I like it a lot. I like it a hell of a lot. But this definitely attained the cult classic moniker a lot more than DP2. People aren't quite as fond of DP2. Yeah, there's a couple of things I'm disappointed with story-wise DP2, and again, there is a, I guess you can call it mild now that he tried to fix it, like a mild bit of transphobia at the first chapter, which that sucks. Because again, like when you have a character like who's like openly gay, like Thomas is in this game, and like you think of like Swery's other stuff like JJ's Macclesfield, D4, obviously The Good Life. Swery does LGBTQ characters really well, but really dropped the ball hardcore in DP2, which is a shame. And yep, Deputy Welly had a Doll of Forest, which is supposed to be your sequel hint 10 years in the making, or however long it took for DP2. I still like DP2. It's not as strong as DP1. There's a lot of story beats that are just... The structure of the game is way worse than DP1 in terms of you only have, I think it's 5 set pieces, and 3 of those always happen at the end of a chapter. So you'll have all the story points here, and then when you get to near the end of the chapter, you'll have your alternate section. There's one in chapter 3 that's like in the middle, and then the penultimate chapter has like a weird like early one and then the very, very end. So structure-wise, it's not like this where, you know, in the first hour of this game, we've done the alternate forest, the alternate hospital, the alternate lumber mill, and we're just getting into almost the alternate manor, actually. So like, even pacing-wise, this game does pacing a bit better than DP2. DP2 just feels like it has a couple of, I don't want to use the word grindy bits, but it feels like everything's a bit more obscure in terms of things to get. Gun upgrades are weird. You need like certain material parts from animals and stuff, and it can take absolutely forever to get them. So yeah. But that's that. We always go till the clear time to show, you know, with all the crashes and having to restart the game that, you know, hey, this is the same file, here's the same number of days, enemies, continues, blah, blah, blah. This would have been, like, literally, like, 3 minutes faster if I hadn't fucked up that one QTE. So I'm feeling very confident, at least, about my estimate. But again, I'm gonna have to do a fair bit of, probably off-stream practice for certain segments. Definitely every set piece every set piece from Mana onwards. George didn't go too badly, actually. That fight didn't go, like, too rough. I intentionally ran into him to trigger that one attack to try and, like, obviously get him in a good position. That second phase can go horribly. That first phase was beautiful. But my Kaysen fight in return was pretty bad. We did have a couple of golds in the early game. Like, I was doing very good pace up until we got to the manor, at which point, yeah, everything started falling apart. So yeah, I just need to practice the second half of the run. If I practice the second half of the run, we'll be golden. But yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Again, YouTube, I'm gonna let you go first. We might do this again tomorrow. I do need to do a little bit more practice before my run on Sunday. I am also planning to do it on Sunday as well. So we might do something else beforehand. I don't know. Because we are in GDQ submission period, and I would like to start doing a couple of things towards that. And also with the addition of the very dumb goal in the top right that you can see, which again, I don't expect us to meet. If we get 1,000 sub-point goals, we'll do the 0 to 8 and a second round of Fist Ass, which I don't expect us to get, but Twitch is like gifting extra subs at the minute, so there's like the one time to like try and push towards it. But I'm not planning to do any Yakuza runs until after September is over, so I might do a Yakuza run tomorrow. Maybe LED, I don't know. But we'll see. Either way, improve the submission form. That's good because I haven't taken a look at it yet because I'm gonna get my submissions all in a line of what I want to do. The ones I'm definitely submitting are this, which again I need to do a lot of work on. Which obviously I'll do for Big Bad Gameathon, which is nice. This, Mullet Mad Jack, Grief Syndrome are the 3 that I'm definitely submitting. I don't know about my last 2. I would quite like to do Sleeping Dogs. So expect some Sleeping Dogs this week, guaranteed. And the other one might be Valkyria Chronicles, but I'm not sure how fast I can make Valkyria Chronicles in the next couple of days. So we'll see. Because at the minute I'm sat at like a 2:45. I need that nearer to 2 hours. So we'll see. Those are the ones I've got in mind at the minute. If something falls through, I'm expecting Valkyria Chronicles to fall through. I might just submit AOT 1. I might just submit Yakuza 4. I still think there are better options than Yakuza 4. Like, I would like GDQ to take either like 0, OG1, OG2, 3, Dead Souls. Those 5 alone, much better. I don't think I can get Infinite Wealth to a low enough level for a proper GDQ submission before they close without like using up a lot of my Sleeping Dogs time. So I'm not gonna try and push for Infinite Wealth, even though I think this is like the only time it could probably get in. So yeah, that's my plan at the minute. I'd like to do another non-Yakuza submission list again. But I'm running out of ideas for game number 5. And it is also, do I want, you know, AOT on my name again for bloody GDQ? So it's like, you know, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyway, YouTube, I'm gonna let you go first. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow for something. I don't know what it is yet. Might be an LED run, we'll see. Might be Dead Rising. I miss Dead Rising. They've changed up the route for that game again, and now we do Bomb Collector backwards, and it's scary again, and oh god, I hate it.